everyone to another episode of Mukluk Streams. I'm your charming, self-proclaimed, yet still humble host, Mukluk. Voice a little hoarse. I just finished eating breakfast, sorry about that. And we are jumping back into Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Also, Janoka, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate the support, welcome. Okay, so let's see, there's our ship. Have we been anywhere here? Jungle World already explored, Burning World already explored. Pirates. Have not explored pirates. Okay. Well, let's check this out. We might be playing the little spaceship minigame right away. See what happens. Merry holiday.
Merry holiday.
To you as well, Sheila Byrne. Thank you for the support. Welcome. My hand says bring back Beard Mug. It was too powerful. My wife loved it from a distance. Did not love it in melee range. It was too strong.
This hallowed vessel bulkheads will hold strong.
Main system activating combat mode.
Hold on, is there more than one enemy? Is there more than one enemy? Okay, what do we got? Alright, Mezzala.
Engage the lads! Lads!
Alright. It takes the torpedoes a long time to turn.
Initiate backup barrage!
Now!
Set course!
What? Torpedoes are being weird. Reinforce shield. I think he's gonna try to come around and hit me on the right side. I'm gonna reinforce the right side. Nope. Alright, let's do a swing run.
Sail upon the seas of void. Launch the devastating payload!
Alright. This torpedo's timed out. Hey Muck, thank you for the PoE guide. I'm having a lot of fun on it. Nice, Goddess. I'm glad you're enjoying it, truly. I'm confused. I just detonated those torpedoes and did 0 damage. I don't know why.
The destination is known. Unleash our fury! Lance!
The Dark Blade will erase their colors.
Voidmaster, if you please.
Do I have to deal with these two?
The destination is known. Unleash our fury. Drown them in the void.
Another victory.
Okay, so you have to finish off the remaining torpedoes too. Ship is now level 3. Alright. That went well. The last time we had to fight a ship combat, we had to fight 3 ships. So I was expecting more than that. I'm happy to fight a single ship. That's my last extractum. Torpedo, last boss, yup. Alright, chart new routes. Let's see what we find. Let's go here. Alright, the bridge is thrumming with the sound of endless officer reports, the hum of ancient mechanisms, and the buzz of servo engines. Among the usual servants bustling to and fro, the Lord Captain notices a flash of flame-red hair. The Eldari? The Felicia Day looking elf? Is she on the bridge? Yep, it's her. My big chair. You posed a question to me not long ago, Alantok, and now I am here to present you with my answer. With fluid grace, Yrliet emerges from the shadows of the captain's bridge. Her face seems to glow under the lumen light, her expression slightly more pensive than usual. My visiting hours are over. Gesture for her to continue. Then listen closely to my answer, Alantok. You may struggle to comprehend what is to be said, being accustomed to reveling in your own might and skewing the world to suit yourself. Pitch your understanding not toward my words, but the sense that lies hidden in the shade of their sounds. Yrliet half closes her eyes, her words unfurling slowly and melodically. You try to split the world into pieces, to fragment it, into light and dark, truth and lies, self and other. But I see the world as a single whole, and in this lies its simplicity and complexity. It is not enough simply to see the world and hear its voices. You must understand it. Think of the Lelathan, the world on which our paths crossed. What is it truly? What is its essence? The Lelathan's magnificence comes not from the green of its vast forest or from the depths of its waters. Its beauty is in the word, in the way it dances on the tongue, and even you, Alantok, can sense it. Try. Say the words slowly, delicately, casting aside all stray thoughts. Feel. Perhaps then you will see. Close your eyes, empty your mind, and speak the word. Lelathan. The world around you fades, and your perception instantly narrows, coming to a single point of focus on the tip of your tongue. Your tongue delicately tickles the roof of your mouth, and the sound slips along your throat with incredible silkiness, warming as it goes like a fresh sip of fresh recaf. Lay. The tip of your tongue touches the same place again, and air softly rushes from your chest and makes Wookiee noises. The sound like the susurration of leaves as the wind weaves through a forest canopy. Then, your tongue taps the front teeth and a gentle vibration spreads through your whole body, sending a shiver along your spine. Guarded interest gleams in Yrliet's eyes when your gazes meet again. I think I am beginning to understand. If your words are sincere, Alantok, then you're capable of seeing more than you do now. Instead of the lifeless clamor of monstrous mechanisms, the roar of engines, and the discordant voices of your followers, I hear and attend to silence. It arises in moments of spiritual serenity, and in that stillness we become witness to the transformations of our own inner world. Mung-K lives pass so swiftly. You rush through them for the sake of a chosen goal, but thoughts of transience and loss frighten you. And so you drive such thoughts away and drown yourself in the daily tumult. But it is from fleeting moments which enter our lives and vanish quickly from them that the soul's fortress grows. A moment's blooming, an hour's wilting, the splendor of each lies in its ephemerality. So too, the memories of those who have left our side and no longer walk the path with us. And in you, Alantok, I see much more than just another Mung-K. Your true essence lies in your will, which is capable of changing the world around you and within you. It lies in your ability to create and to understand your creation, and in your ability to destroy. It lies in what your kin's minds cannot grasp, and their primitive sight cannot behold, but I can see it. So you're attracted to me. That is not what she said. I never expected to hear you say such things in reference to me. I am but speaking the truth, Alantok. However, I ask you not to make the mistake typical of your kind. My words contain no insinuation nor any call for you to act. Your soul shines brightly in this world. I see you, and this will never change. That is all. Thank you for telling me how you see this world. And what do you make of it, Alantok? How differently do you see the world? I try to turn my attention to that which delights my ears and eyes. Music, art, wealth, and power, of course. Her breath hitches quietly. Your understanding of the world is not all that different from your kin's. Perhaps my conclusions about you were premature. Ah, crap. The Eldari turns away, but before she leaves, looks at you once more. Do not take my words to heart. There is no shame in thinking as others of your kind do. It is much more difficult to follow a different path than the rest. Ah, I blew it. Let's see. Okay. Back to the map. That's okay. We're not trying to romance her. We're trying to romance the navigator. Although we've blown all those opportunities as well. Reducing the route difficulty here. Alright, let's tap that quick save. Check these planets out. Again, scan. Phlogiston, I don't have any more mining thingies. Nothing. 50 XP though. Promethium. Don't have any more mines. Nothing. Alright, quick save in case this is a very bad idea. Let's check out these ships. You are facing Chaos Worshippers. It seems their ships have been lying in wait here. The Voxmaster reports an incoming transmission. Accept the messages. A blood-curdling, visceral scream from the Voxcaster deafens the officers on the bridge. Frightened and pale, they cover their ears with their hands to carry on working despite the impulse to vomit. A mocking, inhuman voice giggles hysterically. Today is the day you die! Then the transmission ends. Wow, I'm so glad I answered the phone. Yo, no soliciting. Man, wish I had just, let that go to voicemail.
Mighty machine spirit, lend us a modicum of thy power.
The lads! Launch the devastating payload! Engage the macro cannons! Lads!
Alright, reinforce the left. Torpedoes killed each other. That was a weird movement by him.
One more hit and we're finished!
Wow. Wow. That is the first time in a ship fight that we have gone from full health to dead in one turn. We've done it in 2 turns. That thing, apparently its full attack takes me from 100% to 0. I'm trying to find an angle where I can use the lance on that.
Void Master, if you please.
Yeah.
Unleash our fury. Sail upon the seas of void. Initiate battle cannon barrage. Commence torpedo launch.
Bro, there's too many torpedoes for this thing. What was that? It just like shot fire. Dude. There's so much crap.
Engage the macro cannons.
Alright, that's done.
The destination is known.
What? That did not look how that was gonna turn. Oh man.
Initiate macro cannon barrage. Engage the lance.
Yeah, I can't use the lance. It looked like it was gonna turn more than that. Maybe with new heading I could have done it. I cannot shield the left side again. Ugh.
The void ship's machine spirit cries out in pain.
Speed running that load screen. Shut up. Yeah, that one... Honestly, I still would have died because I died of the torpedo, but that one turn that ended with me pointed the wrong direction did not help.
Lance.
Why is it saying this is going to hit that shield?
Unleash our fury.
Odd.
Void Master, if you please. Commence the symphony of macro cannons. Launch the devastating payload.
Alright. Back shields are toast. Okay.
their twisted song.
Please kill it. Alright, one down.
Sail upon the seas of void. Unleash our fury.
Morning, Mike. Hi, Roran. Is this a random encounter? Sort of. Oh, God. Why does it say I can move there but it doesn't let me?
Void Master.
I think that missile might be able to kill me. No, not quite.
I said,
Spirit of the
Hide
void
your
shield
courage.
array no longer protects us.
Okay. I did a quick save before I attacked that. It is possible that I could kill that, but I don't want to just keep slamming my head into that right now. Let's see if I can scout this. Hello there, good sir. Is this the Gears of War X5 for Guild Wars 2? Oh man, you got it. Alright. So which area is this? Where are we right now? Crossroad of 100 Dreams. So this one has an enemy ship. I feel like I should jot that down. Hang on. Crossroad of 100 Dreams. 3 enemy ships, including a carrier. Alright. I'll have to come back to that later. Okay, so then we got 3 places to go. Oh, is this one of the, restore the operation of the administrative apparatus of Dargonus? I think we found our way to one of the, main objectives. Let's change that down to from dangerous to unsafe. And let's go there. Okay, chart routes. More stuff showed up. And visit that one. I was hoping the title said WTF hard mode isn't hard. No, that's not what it said. Master Helmsman. Lord Captain. Master Helmsman on the line. I can report that the quest for the capital world of the Von Valancius dynasty is finally at an end. Dargonus is straight ahead. We've received countless greetings. Your subjects would like to know when their master will be arriving. The merchant captains taking refuge in the orbital docks of Dargonus race to send you priceless welcoming gifts, hoping to buy their favor and to make an impression on the rogue trader. Tell Dargonus the rogue trader is coming home. It will be done, Lord Captain. After the connection to the Master Helmsman is cut, the device crackles with Hinrich's voice. Lord Captain, I will be pleased to accompany you during your visit to Dargonus so I could personally introduce Achilles Scalander, a servant of the Golden Throne who previously attended Lady Theodora on Dargonus. I'm counting on your benevolence. The Vox cast ends with a click. Alright, I'm gonna tap F5 here. Merry Friday to you as well, Jabbers. Scan planet. Crystals. Wait, intriguing surface topography. It is possible that the molten rock of the mantle poured out as a consequence of a natural cataclysm or a collision with the celestial body. Lord Captain, a transport shuttle bearing the markings of the Adeptus Mechanicus is approaching the ship. Magos Tarsus' delegation intends to board our ship and gain an audience with your lordship. This is exactly how they phrased it. He intends, not humbly requests. Many of my tech comrades neglect diplomacy when interacting with the laity. It is regrettable. What do they want? Star. The honorable servants of the Omnissiah have ignored our request. Such arrogance is hardly trivial. It rather appears to be part of their intimidation tactics. Punish them for their disrespect by letting them dock at the farthest and most dilapidated airlock so that it takes them an eternity to traverse our ship. A most humane punishment, your lordship. Viperania, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate your support. Requesting permission to be present at the audience granted to my tech comrades. Oh, we're gonna fight? This looks like maybe a fight. Alright. We're gonna go punch his tech comrades. A group dressed in the crimson of the priesthood of Mars walks toward you. Their gazes are fixed on Pascal. You note that the group is not monolithic. Some of its members are more heavily armed and follow a large tech priest in battle armor. Others keep a respectful distance and cast inquiring looks at their own leader, whose hunched posture belies his tall frame. Despite the hood hiding his face, you recognize him as Opticon 22, whom you encountered on Footfall. The enormous tech priest points his hand at Pascal and lets out a booming roar not unlike a factory alarm. It makes your very bones vibrate. Herald servo skulls marked with the emblem of the cog follow in his wake. They blare shrilly. Thou shalt not suffer a heretic in thy forge, for rust begets rust, Pascal Hanuman. In the name of the Adeptus Mechanicus, you are under arrest. The hunched servant of the Omnissiah turns to you. Diplomacy mode engaged. Announcement. The Adeptus Mechanicus offers their apologies. Would like to inform you of the necessity of conducting an operation to detain, arrest, terminate a faulty unit on the rogue trader's territory. Tech. Study the two priests. Success. 69 XP. Nice. You identify the rare armor the enormous tech priest is wearing as a Secutor's plated mechanized suit. It carries the imprints of many battles and has markings that announce its status as a relic. Some of the armor's damage looks fairly severe, to the point of endangering its operation. The slivers of flesh revealed under the steel are marked with terrible chemical burns. Every now and then, convulsions shake the tech priest's body, and a painful sounding hiss comes from his box. The tall tech priest who spoke to you looks more peaceful and makes a point of not drawing his weapon. There is an air of concern about the way he frequently glances over at his fellows, scrutinizing his condition. Who are you? In a burst of chattering, the servo skulls hasten to translate their master's mighty binaric howl. An instrument of the Omnissiah authorized to punish and exact vengeance, known by the designation Tarsus Hanuman. Identification codes recognized and confirmed. These units are who they declare themselves to be. On what charge are you trying to arrest a member of my retinue? This heretic is accused of stealing personal identification codes, spreading tech heresy on the world of Kiava Gamma, and making an attempt on the life of a servant of the Omnissiah. The deafening roar from the tech priest's vox makes you grimace in pain. You touch your ear and notice blood on your fingers. The faulty unit will be removed. In the name of the Omnissiah, I condemn you. Lightning flashes across the warrior's armor. Agony resounds in the blare of his vox alarm. In contrast, Pascal speaks quietly and coldly. You are malfunctioning, tech comrade. I deem your logical conclusions questionable. The statement is false. Tech Brother Tarsus Hanuman is willingly undergoing holy torment deterioration, which however does not critically affect, his cognitive capacity for data analysis. Unit calling itself Pascal Hanuman, we have information that implicates you. Having learned that you are a member of the retinue, a maintenance specialist in the service of Rogue Trader Von Valancius, we have come here with the goal of meeting you, intercepting you, engaging you in combat. Ian Storm says, I'm going to buy BG3 or Rogue Trader today. What would you get? Okay, just to be very clear, because, you know, I don't want you to think because I say one, I don't like the other. I like both. However, if you could only get one, I would pick BG3. Baldur's Gate 3 was an absolute masterpiece within the realm of classic RPG. Like these conversations in Baldur's Gate 3, every one of them would be completely acted out by the individuals. With voice acting, with, body movement, stuff like that. Still absolutely loving this game. But if you had to pick one. Wait a minute, what is happening on Kiava Gamma? That planet belongs to me. According to Vox interception data, the planet's fabricator sensor made incorrect, blasphemous modifications to manufactorum working procedures, which qualifies as a lapse into sacrilege. The Adeptus Mechanicus are hereby officially notifying House von Valancius of having commenced an investigation into Operation to Remove Fabricator Sensor Cubus Delphin. Estimated time to procedure completion, 3.7 solar years. Our data suggests that the unit which used Magos Explorator Hanuman's identification code performed an unauthorized upgrade on the planetary Vox array and introduced data deemed to be scrap code into its operation. This fact points to this unit's criminal complicity with the heretic Cubus Delphin. Grimace. Does the big fellow have to roar? Negative. Upon completing his sanctification procedure, Tech Brother Tarsus vowed modified his engrammic augmetics algorithms in order never to desecrate, sully, tarnish his mouth Vox cognitive process with flesh speak. The servo skulls screech. Mine is a pure and binaric tongue that preserves only what is true and shuns scrap data. What do you have to say to this, Pascal? Pascal replies firmly, his vox crackling with a hint of indignation. I deny these charges. I never plotted against my tech comrade. My cognitive purity vows were never distorted. My unique identification code was never stolen. I am the true Magos Explorator Hanuman, and I am not guilty. The tech priest's deep guttural roar blends with the servo skull's high-pitched whine. False witness! Point to the furious servant of the Omnissiah. Do you have proof that this tech priest is who he claims to be? Confirmed. According to the archive entry 1E99237, Magos Explorator Tarsus Hanuman served on, maintained, the ship, identifier classified, in the capacity of a reliquary caretaker. He sustained extensive damage to both organic and sacred part of his body in a series of sacrilegious breaches of the right of operation and assassination attempt. Owing to a statistically fortunate coincidence by the Omnissiah's grace, enough of the operational capacity was preserved for him to don a Goliath model sacred battle harness, which would preserve his vital functionality. Archive entry personally data sealed by the captain of the identifier classified. Alright. The sound from the tech priest Vox is like the moan of a bending steel beam. A servo skull declares, "For vengeance I thirst as I tread the path of vengeance," following a blasphemous miscreant's bloody tracks. Analysis of the security system showed that the assassins, heretics, infiltrated the reliquary using Tech Brother Tarsus's unique identification code. Someone had stolen, duplicated Brother Tarsus's identity, which is a grade 3 transgression, and the unit making the alleged criminal claim of being Pascal Hanuman is known to have previously entered the stolen code. Just in here to praise the Emperor. What's up, Hicks? I'm not handing Pascal over to you unless I see evidence. Let us get to the bottom of this matter together. Request approved. Ready to work in cooperative mode. Tarsus gives you a haughty look and lets out a howl of wrath. Archiving. Text Brother Tarsus opposes lay participation in the investigation search for the truth. The unit Opticon 22 advises in favor of the House von Valancius representative's participation request. Persuasion. Pascal has accompanied me on my travels for a while now, and I can swear to it that he is no criminal. Success. Request for cooperation reviewed and accepted. I request Tech Brother Tarsus's consent to the co-participation of representatives of the Von Valancius dynasty in the investigation proceedings. Sacrilegious conspiracy! I refuse help from laypersons. I am a cog of the Deus Mechanicus that grinds down corruption, and I will carry out the sentence immediately. Oh, he's about to attack us. Oh, no. Oh, Pascal just hacked him. Pascal freezes, but green sparks light up his visor. He extends a hand toward Tarsus and replies in a clanging voice, "Let the cycle be discontinued." You realize Pascal's words are coming from both his own Vox and Tarsus's. Then every sensor on the Executioner's battle harness lights up at once, blindingly, and the wounded armored Leviathan lets out a deafening roar of pain. Attention! Priority notification. Service units of the Kappa Thread Supply Line are unauthorized to confront the rogue trader. Command, retreat, and reinitiate negotiations. Heretic Pascal, I will wreak punishment upon you in the name of Deus Mechanicus. Alright, so he started to attack us, then got in trouble. Oh man, look at this guy limp. Are we just gonna watch this guy limp away for 10 minutes?
Oh, what an amusing attempt at defiance.
Wait, we are fighting?
Your Emperor won't save you!
That really long limp was we were just politely waiting on him to leave so we could fight to the death. Okay.
Mukluk bobble mukluk bobble mukluk bobble mukluk bobble mukluk bobble mukluk bobble mukluk bobble.
Hey, Foo Fighting Panda, thank you.
Schemes within schemes.
Trying to make them hit each other.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Wow. All three of them hit each other. That could not have gone better. He has a sword. Those three in the back have guns. They could be a problem, but I don't have line of sight of them right now.
I will not. I refuse. Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Oh my. Wow. Okay, man down. He never got a turn.
Injury is not an excuse to shirk one's duty.
Okie day.
If I may, I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
I'll do it.
am a navigator, not a servitor.
I won't object to it.
Heal yourself. Put weakness on him. Okay.
It will be done.
Try to taunt him.
I will do my duty.
And put up some
Victory
defensive
is
stuff.
At your beck and call. Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Ow. Oh boy. The warp stuff is getting pretty high.
A wicked thought.
If I may. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
High momentum.
Oh, we can use finest hour. Let's do it.
Behold my artistry.
Me? I am a navigator, not a servitor.
One sharpshooter down.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Two sharpshooters down. Three sharpshooters down.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Doubt is faith with a
Oh, did he lose his turn? I guess.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. I am a navigator, not proud to die with service at least. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Naturally. For the throne's glory.
Wait. Oh, that's Pascal. Wait, what? Pascal just got up. What on earth? Yeah, I thought that was the boss getting up, and I was very confused. Still kind of confused.
I won't object to it.
Indeed. I will do my duty. Victory is imminent. It will be done.
What if... a wicked thought.
If I may. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Read the drain staff. It can heal people in downstate. Really? Never noticed that. I will need to read that.
Schemes within schemes.
Running binary code line. As the tactical imperative dictates.
Pascal just somehow hurt himself by hitting this other dude. I'm not actually sure how.
Omnissiah knows all, comprehends.
As the Emperor commands,
Oh god, the pierce through hit Pascal.
I'll do it.
Yeah, yep.
As the Emperor,
That shot pierced through the enemy and hit Pascal on the other side.
doubt is for the weak. I'll do it.
I am a navigator, another foe painted black. I'm not accustomed to being ordered
Let's
around.
read this here. Healing the Psyker. If the Psyker's already full of wounds, this power instead heals the wounded Psyker's ally with the lowest wounds. So that, I guess that includes downstate. Cool. Very cool.
Isn't this a job for the Sun?
Let's
Oh no! No! He summoned a blue horror! That's not good.
At your beck and call.
Too much warp.
It will be done.
Alright, he's hitting Abelard, that's good.
What if?
If I may.
Oh, the fight ended when the last machine guy died. It didn't make me fight the blue horror. Interesting. What game? Hey, Michael, this is Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. It's dude, this old man. It's a classic RPG made by this Owlcat Games, who same company who made Pathfinder, Kingmaker, and Wrath of the Righteous. Requesting cessation of hostilities. Point to Tarsus. Help your brother! The unit that called itself Tarsus Hanuman is dead, has been disabled. This material asset is beyond restoration or reuse as spare parts. After a pause, Pascal bows his head and a binaric requiem pours out of his vox. Despite his misconceptions, he wasn't a servant of the Omnissiah. I'm sorry you had to kill a comrade. I also regret having a negative assessment of this event. The Adeptus Mechanicus still accused the unit identifying itself as Pascal Hanuman of criminal theft of a unique identification code. Unlike Tech Brother Tarsus, I am not authorized to immediately execute this unit, but neither am I authorized to drop the inquiry. There are no apostates among us. The piercing voice from the Vox synth is more overwhelming than Tarsus's thundering roar. Tech Brother Tarsus and the machine spirit that lived in his battle harness succumbed to the suffering that beset them. Their judgment was rash and erroneous. Now their torment is over. I declare them martyrs, and I am requisitioning Tarsus Hanuman's neural augmetic for the purposes of preserving his blessed memory. The astonished tech priests look on. Pascal leans over the slain man's body and extracts the augmetic from his skull. His movements are as precise as they are respectful. Listen in silence. He's got an intention here. I don't know what it is, though. With each word, Pascal's voice grows more powerful and majestic. You saw the agony your tech brother Tarsus was in. His unbridled, pain-spurred faith intimidated you, yet you were silent. Reverence stopped you from raising your voices to proclaim that the machine spirit with which his mind had merged was morbidly afflicted. The imperative of reverence had paralyzed your will, and you watched a tragedy unfold in silence. The sixth universal law states that comprehension is the true path to knowledge, yet the procedural cycle has robbed you of your comprehension. Therefore, let the cycle be discontinued. There is a clang as Opticon's knees presses into the floor. Crimson hooded heads are bowed. Let the cycle be discontinued. The radiant light pouring out of Pascal's visor grows dimmer. Static creeps back into his voice. Let the cycle be discontinued, tech comrades. Pascal, there is one small point I'm not clear on. What just happened? Pascal's vox synth crackles somewhat tentatively. I decided to sustain my words with an excerpt from one of the Blessed Amarnat's sermons on loss of eternal and external function, verse 4. My analysis deemed it appropriate. What was the reason for the act of genuflection? It has been a long time since the words of the Messiah of discontinuing were last spoken openly over public communication bans. We respectfully welcome wisdom's return. So he has not forgotten after all. Were you among his Were you among his followers? Negative. I had no contact with Archmagos Amarnat and was never a member of his flock, disciples, retinue. However, my analysis of the doctrine he outlined inspired in me deep respect for, trust in, him. The Messiah of discontinuing. Is that how you refer to Amarnat? Following Archmagos Amarnat's partial lancusation removal from the chain of command, that was the authorship attribution on a series of sermons of discontinuing the cycle that were disseminated across the Cognizance fleet. It was, in fact, a title used by many in times past. Do you know where Amarnat is now? Data unavailable. No reports have mentioned Archmagos Amarnat since the incident on the Mechanicus Hermetico, which led to the presumed disappearance of that void ship. My archive has no data on the Hermetico incident. The vessel was the Blessed Amarnat's base of operations. Is it lost then? I presume the conflict between you and Pascal has been resolved. The data received provides a basis for calling the fallen tech brother Tarsus' hypothesis into question. Out of respect for, due to lack of authorization to indict, followers of the Messiah of discontinuing, we will not proceed with the detainment, arrest, termination. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Thank you, Tech Brother Opticon22. Now that the conflict has been resolved, you may remain aboard my ship. Request denied. The Kappa Thread supply line delegation is leaving Dargonus, expresses gratitude for the hospitality and ceasefire, and proclaims its intent to return to Footfall to resume performing regular functions. The tech priest looks over at Pascal as if waiting for something. Pascal's Mechadendrite briefly touches the shoulder of Opticon22, who bows respectfully. What? Do we have to watch him slow walk out? Okay, good. I was like, I mean, are we gonna have to watch him slow walk out of here for 10 minutes again? Very interesting, the thing with the Drain Staff can revive someone from downstate. If they're the lowest health, well, downstate they would be, and you're full health when you use it. It's very interesting. Let's see. He can use that. Alright. Looks like we've gotten all the loot from this room. Oh, I remember this room. This was near the beginning of the game, the tutorial.
Oh, yes, indeed. They all
Wasn't it you who sent them to the back end of the ship? Well, they were really rude. They deserved it. They just pulled up. They're like, we insist you open the door. And I'm like, why? And then they just hung up the phone. So I was like, all right, I'll open up the friggin' door at the other end of the mall. You can walk here. Rude. All right. Tap the quick save. We did that. Alright, I guess it's time to go to one of our planets, apparently. This is the capital planet of our empire. Von Valancius Palace. I have a palace. Remembering one of the Baldur's Gate 3 endings. Oh, you poor dear. I have a palace. You could sleep on any one of 100 couches. This is the most NPCs I've seen in one spot this whole game. Hi, Peppers. I like how I've got floating skulls making doot-doot noises. Just celebrating. The Emperor protects. Welcome home, your lordship. The stately woman in a long, full dress uniform makes a graceful curtsy. Her short graying hair does not obscure her stern features. Clementia Worsarian. Wait, any relation to the other Worsarian in my crew? I am Clementia Worsarian, Court Chancellor of the Von Valancius dynasty. On behalf of all of Dargonus, please accept my deepest condolences on the untimely passing of Theodora von Valancius. Her departure is a terrible blow to us all, but as one star expires, another always flares to life, and although still overcome with bitterness and grief, your subjects hope that you will become the trade dynasty's guiding light in these trying times. Clementia. Abelard offers a reserved nod. She nods in return, and the lines on his brows soften ever so slightly. The young man quickly brings a respirator to his burnt face and bows his head courteously. His raven black hair veils his burns and skull implants, and his thin metal fingers creak quietly as he offers a welcoming gesture. Achilles Scalander, Secretary of the Administrative Department. I hope your journey to Dargonus was not darkened by unwanted troubles. The Emperor protected us on our journey through the stars. Achilles makes the sign of the Achillea, and may he remain merciful to us till the end of time. Does your lordship wish to survey the grounds, or perhaps we could sate your curiosity by answering any questions you have now? Governor Drivestem has been notified of your arrival in Dargonus and will visit the palace shortly. The preparations for the official visit are well in hand, but your lordship still has plenty of time before the meeting. Clementia, what did you say your last name was? She nods politely. You heard correctly, your lordship. I am of House Worsarian, Lord Abelard's granddaughter and direct descendant. The succession of service is an effective good. It grants new generations understanding of their function within the mechanism. Chancellor Worsarian has held her position at the Von Valancius court for many years. She earned Lord Captain Theodora's respect through acts of great perseverance. There's no room for doubt. Blood has nothing to do with it. Easy, Abelard. I was simply asking. Abelard huffs with feigned indifference. Why isn't the governor here with you to meet me? Apologies, your lordship. Governor Drivestem's residence is on the other side of the world, by the administrative palace of Dargonus. We sent word as soon as you entered the system, but it takes time to travel the great distances of your domain. Logic test succeeded. Chancellor Worsarian appears unruffled, but you cannot shake the thought that the governor's lateness is a subtle political gesture designed to test the limits of what is acceptable when it comes to interacting with the new rogue trader. I would like to rest before the meeting. Where are my chambers? They are very close, just down the hall. That is also where the study and the audience chamber are. Achilles' face brightens with a pearly white smile, restoring some of his former good looks. Lady Theodora's study has remained locked since her departure, but on account of your arrival, we've arranged for it to be tidied up. It is ready whenever you may need it. Dismissed. I apologize for my bluntness, but I have a request to make. Perhaps before the meeting takes place, the illustrious Lord Captain could spare a few minutes for a conversation with me. Achilles bows his head. I'm certain that you will find my report on the state of affairs in the Von Valancius Protectorate most useful. Clementia sounds like something you need a prescription ointment to get rid of. Oh no. Oh. I'm just controlling one person now. The rest of my group is not here. Toss a coin. Glinting in the light, the coin falls into the clear water and sinks to the bottom. Toss a prime to your twitcher, oh valley of plenty. Oh man, I can't pick this lock reliably because Pascal's not with me. He's my lock picker person. Guess you found a new hub? I guess so. Yoink. I own the planet, I'm allowed to take this. A living fruit-bearing tree in the heart of the Hive World is a fantastical sight. They probably use a lot more water to tend to this tree than the average Dargonus citizen can hope to receive in their daily ration. Yrliet. The walls of your home suffocate me, Alontak. I long to leave this twisted world at the first opportunity. Our sister of battle is way back here. Oh, immortal god emperor, be merciful to us. Oh, is this like a praying shrine thing? The large painting upon the altar depicts some saint whose visage you do not recognize. The frame has seen wear and tear. Entering Von Valancius's palace. It's Muck Von Luck Von Valancius. Welcome, your lordship. Let me inform you of the location of the chambers on your dynastic estate. Please do inform. Get informing. The main throne room is up the stairs and straight ahead. Your subject Achilles Scalander informed me that he humbly awaits the opportunity to meet with you there. It's funny, these prompts always are there for way too long, but the prompts when I inspect something is always way too short. If your lordship wishes to rest after your long journey, your personal chambers are up the stairs and to the right. Man. If you need anything, whatever your soul desires, I'll be right next to your chambers, eagerly awaiting your orders. Okay. Just don't try to assassinate me, bro. Yoink! To the outside.
What is that?
Secret boots. Breeze catcher boots. When the wearer moves through a cell occupied by an enemy, they gain 50% dodge against the enemy's attacks until their next turn. Author like attacks of opportunity. The leather covers bear the names of the authors, mostly philosophers and theologians from Dargonus. Like I said, the spines of the books are trimmed with gold. The cogitator is producing rhythmic sounds, among which a faint ringing stands out. The remains of a plaque can be seen from the frame. Alas, the inscription is completely indistinguishable due to the patina. Patina? Electrified shard net? This antique piece of furniture is obviously well cared for, but its surface is still covered with a lot of scuffs, scratches, and stains, traces of the previous rogue traders who sat at this table. A sturdy safe equipped with several bizarre mechanisms. That looked really weird that everything was just pure blackness for a second there. I was like, what? Why am I rolling over a void? There's a faint mark on the polished mantelpiece, which was likely left by a glass. The bed for the head of the Rogue Trader dynasty is befitting the status of its owner. According to the inscription on the statue, this is a gift from House Geprak to the Von Valancius dynasty. Abelard. While we're on Dargonus, I will check the Secretary's reports and keep an eye on the logisticians. Master Danarok does his job well, but a little scrutiny goes a long way with him. My compliments to your taste in art. The collection here is extensive and most interesting. Yo, I've never been here before, but thank you. My appearance has caused a slight disturbance in the ranks of the servants of the Omnisci assigned to this palace. Analysis of the performance of rituals and maintenance litanies has produced a satisfactory result. Glad they're doing their job. The lack of observers on this world has led your nobles to become extremely complacent. Today alone, I overheard 3 statements that, if I so wanted, could be turned into grounds of a charge for heresy. Oh my god. The slender figure, clad in robes made from expensive fabric, shudders from violent coughing. Pressing a gilded respirator to his face, the man takes several deep breaths. Achilles, it has been many moons. I hope your cousin is feeling well. Achilles covers his burnt lips, trying and failing to suppress a coughing fit. She is in good health. She sends her regards to you as well, as she wishes for your swift return. For Hinrich's frowns. For as long as the stars shine in the sky, my vigil continues. So it does. Achilles thumps himself on the chest with his augmented hand. You can hear the clanging of metal against metal. Man, what did this guy live through? Let's see. Chuck says, I had to respec all my characters by the end of Act 1 because there are so many options. I haven't done any respecking, but I completely understand the sentiment. Say nothing. My apologies, Muck Von Luck. Given the break in the communications between systems in the Expanse, it has become difficult to maintain contact with agents. Receiving this report and assessing the situation is my primary responsibility. He looks at Achilles. Allow me to introduce Achilles Scalander properly. In addition to his duties as Secretary of the Administratum, he acts as an agent of the Golden Throne under my aegis. Master Scalander was transferred into my remit by a colleague who is engaged in other matters of the Coronis Expanse. I'm sure you will find Achilles' service useful, especially when dealing with the schemes of humanity's foes within the borders of your protectorate. Greetings, Lord Muck von Luck von Valancius. Allow me to once again express my deepest condolences on the loss of Lady Theodora. I will do everything I can to track down and destroy all of Kunrad Voigtvir's accomplices in the capital world. Do you know anything of what has become of Kunrad Voigtvir? The former Master of Whispers is a heretic and traitor to the dynasty. He nods grimly. Word of his treason reached Dargonus too late. Kunrad came to the planet and left it almost immediately once he had sown discord in the minds of the gullible and naive. The worst of the rumors he started was that you were the one responsible for Lady Theodora's sudden demise. Of course, your loyal subjects did their best to skin alive any who showed signs of doubt, but it seems unlikely that the Wardens got to everyone who has allowed doubt into their heart and now nurtures it in secret. The scars on your face. What happened? About, coughs, 5 years ago, there was an accident. Several tanks of promethium exploded in the storehouse at my estate, and I was buried alive under the rubble. The Emperor preserved my soul, and the skilled physicians of Dargonus saved my body, except for my lungs, for which I had to part. I presume the incident was an attempt on my life, but the identity of whoever was behind it remains a mystery. You promised me a report on the present state of affairs in the Protectorate. I have already forwarded all official reports to your Seneschal. As for the conversation we're having right now, I wouldn't trust any paper or data slate with its contents. You see, Lady Theodora, may the Emperor have mercy on her soul, was perfectly aware of Dargonus' political environment. You, however, have only just arrived on the capital world, and I thought it would be best to bring you up to speed. Frankly, the nobles of Dargonus, much like nobles on most worlds, are akin to spiders in a jar, ready to pounce on whoever's the weakest or whoever they deem to be the weakest. The nobles of Dargonus are well-respected, rich, and powerful individuals who held Lady Theodora's favor for many years and found ways to rise above the rest by diligently serving the rogue trader. Every family pursues its own selfish interests, and each one expects that with the transition of power, they'll retain and even add to their lands and wealth. The families I would recommend giving particular attention to are the Drivestems, the Caprocs, and the Sarbaks. I should also mention the Wersarians, not a noble house per se, but a family that was part of Lady Theodora's inner circle to get to the Blue Blood's great displeasure. Tell me about the Drivestem. Oh, tell me about the Drivestems. The Drivestems are the ancient governor house of Dargonus. Predictably, the greater the wealth of the Von Valancius Protectorate, the fuller their coffers grow. They just bankers? Their reputation is flawless except for one detail. We have evidence that urban Drivestem's rivals seem to have the misfortune of regularly falling victim to Xenos raids. Oh, so they're like the Clintons. I find that these attacks are always a little too advantageous for the Drivestems, but we lack solid proof, and it might never serve us. Okay, so it's exactly like the Clintons. The closer an official is to a rogue trader, the braver and safer they feel. I would just like to remind everyone that rubbing shoulders with Xenos is a heresy that can be overlooked only in the case of the Von Valancius heir, not his servant. Me with two Xenos gals on my retinue. What makes the Caprocs special? The Caprocs hail from a remote forge world, and among their distant relatives, there are many servants of the Omnissiah, and their house itself is close to the cult of the Adeptus Mechanicus, both in spirit and in their business connections. The Caprocs oversaw the industrial shipments within your protectorate until recently. Ever since the astropathic communication with Kiava Gamma was severed, they've been quite concerned about the security of the planet placed in their care. 2, only 1 Zeta. Oh yeah, we got the mutant navigator, and we've got the Eldari lady. Are they not both considered Xenos? I thought mutants were Xenos too. Maybe that's my mistake. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. What can you tell me about House Sarbak? Religious and hardworking. The Sarbaks own many enterprises, including distillation manufactorums that produce promethium. I must note that lately members of the Sarbak family have been prone to overly liberal statements about the Von Valancius dynasty. They believe that Lady Theodora is a bit too keen to leave her worlds without proper oversight. Navigators are sanctioned type of mutants, so no, they're not considered Xenos. Oh, okay, my bad then. I would like to know more about the Wersarians. The Wersarians are a line founded by Lady Theodora's seneschal, and as such are nominally considered nobility, at least from the standpoint of the Imperial Navy, from which Lord Abelard hails. On Dargonus, however, their position is precarious. Firstly, they never were granted an official title, a process which has been impeded for decades by the old houses of Dargonus, and secondly, the other families do not see them as equals, but more as upstarts clinging to the rogue trader's favor. The Wersarians are responsible for the captain's capital world fleet and the majority of the cargo shipments on domestic routes. There's an option that says execute everyone you just told me about. Enough about the nobles. Was there anything else you wanted to report? There was, your lordship, and this time it concerns the main reason for my presence on this planet. Xenos and the threat they pose to you and humanity as a whole. The last few months have been difficult for the people who report to me. My eyes and ears scattered throughout the Cronus expanse, warp disturbances, astropaths overcome with madness, ships disappearing in the immaterium. Many of my observers and contacts have gone dark or have been killed by some calamity or other. Still, I managed to establish communication with some key individuals who are able to warn me about incoming threats, including Xenos raids. He looks you in the eye without blinking. It is within my power to supply you with intelligence on where and when Xenos will strike next. I do not doubt that Governor Drivestem will beg you for protection against the Xenos, and in this fight, the information from my contacts will serve you well. I beseech you, Muck Von Luck, if I ever report a threat looming over a ship or a planet, do not dismiss it. Sometimes it takes an intervention from the rogue trader and his mighty void ship to avert a disaster. Okay, bye. He bows. According to the message I received a few minutes ago, Governor Drivestem has arrived in court. I imagine that the Chancellor is already prepared to arrange the meeting. All that's left is notify her that you are ready to see Urband. Alright. Your lordship. Clementia bows her head politely. For a chancellor to a rogue trader, she is dressed rather simply. A parade doublet, polished boots, and a comfortable cloak. She bears a saber and a gilded scabbard. Whether for show or protection, she could not say. Only her ring with a Rosarian coat of arms indicates that she is of the highest social stratum. The governor is waiting on the periphery of the palace. Please let me know when you would like to see him. Arcadian says all mutants are human, just some are tolerated while others are shot on sight. Oh, jeez. Are Ogryn considered mutants? Most of my knowledge of Ogryn comes from Darktide and a couple of YouTube videos. I know that they're all basically male, and they're basically, like, grown. They are mutants. Okay. Awareness test success. The sharp gaze, the impeccably straight back, the composure. For a moment, you feel like you're looking at a younger version of Abelard himself, not his heir. Judging by the scars on the exposed parts of her body, she saw her fair share of combat prior to assuming the position of Chancellor. What are your responsibilities as Chancellor? To put it simply, I am your trade representative. Any and all decrees, deals, official communications, and meetings are first reviewed by me and then forwarded to you and from you down the hierarchy. My purview also includes overseeing your lordship's property, the palace, the estates, and the many gardens, and your demesnes in Dargonus that you have inherited from Lady Theodora. And whenever you are present on Dargonus, consider me your personal secretary. What can you tell me about Dargonus? All deals and important decisions are made here in the capital. Many years ago, the ancestor of Lady Theodora signed an agreement with the Adeptus Administratum which allowed for efficient management of the world and the neighboring systems. In accordance with the decree, a share of the planet's population was assigned to the Administratum and converted into servitor scribes. They now wait, hold on. A share of the planet's population was assigned to the Administratum and converted into servitor scribes. They just took a chunk of the population and lobotomized them to make them secretaries? They now toil across the entire world. Dargonus is also the seat of several noble families who run all the major planets in the Protectorate. If I may express a not-so-humble opinion, they care very little about who exactly stands at the helm. Those piranhas think about their own profits just as much as they do about the prosperity of the Protectorate itself, if not more. Navigators are beneficial to the Empire. They're effectively nobles and treated like nobles. There are a lot of different types of recognized mutants. Xenos are aliens. Ogryns are mutants, but they are human. They grew up in a heavily gravity world, if I recall, and adapted to survive that, which resulted in growth of frame and muscle and bone, but also dumbing them down. I might be wrong here. I'm remembering fringe knowledge. Navigators being... Yeah, I saw in a YouTube video that, like, the smartest ogre ever could count to 3, or something like that. Navigators being one of the only ways human vessels can navigate the warp, they're treated like proper nobles. Okay. Yeah, I knew the thing about how the Emperor, like when you're in the warp, the light from the Emperor is like the North Star, and it's used to for navigation. I never knew about that it required a special type of individual, a navigator, to see that North Star. I just thought any psyker could do it. So that was something I didn't understand until this game. And lastly, Dargonus has its own fleet, a luxury unavailable to the vast majority of the other worlds in your realm. In addition to warships, the Protectorate also employs privateer ships, which are used to transport cargo between worlds. If the noble houses are so volatile, what sense is there in keeping them? Over the many centuries, an intricate hierarchy has formed within the ruling elite of Dargonus. The great houses do more than plunder your treasury. It is replenished to a large degree thanks to their administrative work in their lands. Naturally, you can get rid of anyone whom you consider surplus to requirements, but right now, it could threaten the fragile stability that is currently holding the Protectorate together. Does the capital stay in contact with the other worlds in the Protectorate? Unfortunately, not at this time, your lordship. After the few representatives of the Adeptus Astra Telepathica on Dargonus went into a frenzy, some of the psychers were tragically pacified by the respective authorities. Since then, communication with the neighboring systems has been unreliable at best. Thanks to the Master of Mankind that you managed to find your way to the... capital. Are there any other issues I should be aware of? Apart from the disrupted communications, Dargonus was recently raided by enemies of humanity. However, the fleet under the command of Captain Marthius Rorsarian triumphed over the accursed Xenos. If you ask for my opinion on the matter, we have the situation completely under control. Do you have enough water? Yo, I have been chugging this. Awareness test succeeded. You catch her avoiding your gaze for just a moment. But the first time, it is obvious that Clementia is looking out for her house's good name. But despite the confidence in her tone, you can tell she does not entirely believe her own words. Tell me about Governor Drivestem. Urban Drivestem is a well-respected man, and not just on Dargonus, but throughout the Protectorate. For many centuries, his house has supported the capital's administratum and the logistics between the Von Valancius system. The Drivestem's efforts secured years of order and prosperity for Dargonus. What's more, Lady Theodora personally insisted that Lord Urban specifically be made the next governor. Fellowship success. The way you speak of Drivestem, I hear a hint of either contempt or resentment. No, I don't believe I feel either, your lordship. Clementia's steely eyes stare into the distance, her jaw clenching visibly. She speaks in a polite but clipped manner, clearly flustered by your insight. We have different views on how to run a world. We sometimes have discussions over the laws that are enacted, but we both work for the good of the Von Valancius Protectorate. That much can be said without a doubt. Thank you for the report, Chancellor. I serve the Von Valancius Protectorate, your lordship. Looking over at chat again. From all the tabletop games that I've played, RPG version, not wargame, I rarely ever saw astropaths outside of Rogue Trader settings. They existed, but were very much over there, and not something you dealt with. Astropaths basically spend their lives making long-distance calls. Okay. Achilles Scalander. Does he cause any problems? Why, none at all, your lordship. Secretary Scalander is an outstanding individual and a loyal servant of the Von Valancius dynasty. In Lady Theodora's absence, we collaborated on a number of issues related to the well-being of your domain, and he has proven himself quite capable. And I don't know why, but even the governor trembles before Achilles, which is unusual for a man of his, well, shall we say, standing. The last word brings a slight smile to her lips. I wonder if this guy's in a wheelchair and she's bullying him right now, and I don't even know. Tell them I'm ready to see the governor. She bows before leaving. I shall arrange for him to be escorted to your study. Governor Urban Drivestem. Muck von Valancius. 20th in his... Why is everything, like, wiggling? 20th in his line, rogue trader, keeper of the sacred warrant, and ruler of the Coronis expanse from the Chronox system to the 100 Dreams Crossroads. I bid you welcome. Oh, Crossroad of 100 Dreams. That's where those 3 enemy ships were that beat my butt earlier. Urban Drivestem, governor of this great world. First and foremost, please accept my deepest condolences. It will be difficult to recover from the loss of a woman as great as Theodora von Valancius. It pains me to think that she is no longer with us. The citizens of Dargonus and of the entire Protectorate grieve alongside you. Please allow us to declare half a year of mourning so that we can honor the memory of our beloved lady. Half a year of mourning? Huh. I don't know what's normal in this situation. Mourn for a full year. Just celebrate me. Or do as you see fit. There is no need. I am the new ruler of the Protectorate. Let my subjects rejoice in my arrival instead. The bewilderment causes the wrinkles on Drivestem's glossy face to soften. Your lordship, these are centuries-old traditions, sacred customs, and rules. Do not forget who it is you serve, Urban Drivestem. If it is the rogue trader's wish not to have a mourning ceremony, Abelard's voice grates unpleasantly, then so be it. Perhaps the parvenu installed by Lady Theodora cares not for the sacred traditions of our founding ancestors. The governor gives a meaningful nod in Abelard's direction. Muck von Valancius is a descendant of the true children of Dargonus. It behooves the ruler of a world to honor its customs. I do honor traditions, Governor. Later, when things in the Protectorate settle down, we will declare a mourning period. As you will, your lordship. He bows his head. Esteemed Muk von Luck, Lady Theodora was a strong leader, and we ought to follow her example. Let us lean on our wisdom and persevere in spite of this tragedy. Together, and let us carry on where she no longer can by leading the Von Valancius Protectorate to even greater prosperity. Drivestem gives you a look of admiration. It seems he is quite aware of your fame, and this opportunity to curry favor with such an eminent figure is one he does not wish to miss. There is something in Drivestem's gaze you find troubling. Is it a hint of reproach, mockery, condemnation? You are uncertain whether this is indeed true or merely your guilty conscience playing tricks on you, stirring up memories of your past under the governor's keen gaze. Alas, it won't be an easy task to accomplish. Some time ago, the astropaths of Dargonus flew into a rage. They had to be subdued. We are gradually restoring our ability to speak with neighboring worlds, but the contacts are still weak, and the routes are tangled and no longer lead to systems that the captains expect them to. Given that the vast majority of ships in the Dargonus Navy travel without relying on the service of navigators, without your equipment, the well-being of the Von Valancius dynasty and billions of its subjects is presently at risk. We met a ship from Dargonus not too long ago. The crew was transporting a strange artifact and went mad during the flight. This is truly a regrettable bit of news. What's more, leaving Dargonus has been forbidden for several cycles now. It seems the Wersarian family has once again failed in their primary responsibilities. Oh man, he just throws him under a bus. He shoots Abelard a condescending look. We will investigate this at once, as well as the fact that the ship had to acquire a permit from the with the administratum seal. Does your nephew still serve at the palace? I'll kill your family. Not if I kill your family first! The governor presses a number of buttons on the cogitator built into his bracer and looks up at you in surprise. I don't understand. The ship did indeed depart from orbit, but it did so, if you could believe it, on the rogue trader's authorization. That is why no one dared to impede its departure. Lord Captain, it would seem that Kunrad somehow got his hands on a copy of your authorization, or perhaps even the original. A tool like that in the hands of a traitor does not bode well. Kunrad de Voigtvia, former Master of Whispers, is a heretic and a traitor. Has he shown his face on Dargonus? The governor pensively strokes his rings, glittering on his fingers. Lord Voigtvia visited the capital some time ago. He did not request a personal meeting. A heretic, you say? Now I see where all the whispering in the corridors has come from. I shall be frank with you, your lordship. Lady Theodora's sudden death was a blow to every one of us, and the absence of any sort of verifiable and complete information about her successor gives grounds for all manner of rumors and misinterpretations, especially if someone is deliberately inciting unrest and discontent. Naturally, no one would dare challenge you by accusing you of something as sacrilegious as murdering a rogue traitor. However, Kunrad Voigtvia was once a true boon to the Protectorate back in the day, and as such, some might heed his words. Look at the heretical choice. Publicly rip out the vocal cords and tongues of every slanderer and replace them with vox implants that sing the praises of rogue traitor Muk von Luck von Valancius without interruption. Oh my god. That's so messed up. Imagine you can't talk anymore. Well, you can, but all you can say is praise be this guy who I hated on, and it just goes non-stop, and you can't sleep. That you'd be driven insane. I'm gonna go iconoclast. My subjects' doubts are understandable. Too many things have changed in too short a span. I will prove myself worthy of my position. Why, Muk von Luck, your desire is most commendable. But please do not forget, a ruler should never bow to their attendants, or some might see it as a sign of weakness. What exactly do the Dargonus nobility expect from me in light of the loss of routes and communications with other worlds? We are troubled by the fate of the agri-world Janus that supplied Dargonus and other planets with foodstuffs. Empty stomachs can drive even the mildest rabble to revolt. Furthermore, House Gaprok is perturbed by the loss of communication with the industrial world Kiava Gamma, which is in their charge. But, if you wish to know my opinion, the one that deserves your attention the most is the penal world, Phobos 6, one of the key mining suppliers in your protectorate. Commerce succeeded. Such intriguing concern for the Phobos 6 outpost. Doesn't your house happen to own the extraction stations there? His beady eyes widen in fear. Your lordship, I beg of you, do not interpret my words as an attempt to influence your decisions in any way. You see, without Phoebos 6, the manufactorums of your world will need to make haste to find new suppliers elsewhere and arrange new shipments. And in these troubling times, they run the risk of delays and other most tragic mishaps. My only concern is for the prosperity of the Von Valancius dynasty. I have already visited the agri-world Janus. Governor Viat found herself facing a number of problems in my absence. Truly, the Viat line is one of the oldest in the Von Valancius Protectorate. If the inheritor of such a well-respected blood could not handle what has befallen her, then the situation must have been extraordinarily indeed. Vistenza succumbed to worshipping the ruinous powers and was executed. Drivestem pales in terror. It is clear from the unseemly grimace on his aristocratic countenance his fear is not feigned. Ruin his powers. Truly horrifying news. I commend your resolve and unwavering severity. Death to the enemies of humanity. I wonder, you know, I'm thinking this guy's like, was she really worshiping ruinous powers, or did this guy just go on a power trip and kill her? In which case, maybe I shouldn't have been late for this meeting. That does it for planets and trade routes. What else? Xenos, your lordship. I don't rightly know where to begin. He rubs the bridge of his nose warily. Otherworldly beasts are not an uncommon sight in the Coronis Expanse. They've been a menace to the worlds this side of the Maw for decades, but now those abominations are on the rampage. They show no signs of fear as they attack ships, either damaging them to the point where they become unfit for transport duty, or outright gutting them. Only you have the power to stop this madness. We are in the process of restoring the astropathic choir of Dargonus. Luckily, we were forced to slay only some deranged psychers, although those that remain are as yet unable to transmit messages. I hope Master Scalander will keep his word and offer you his support in the war against the Xenos. According to his reports, the region of Phoebos 6 has been of particular concern these last few cycles, which is all the more reason to discover the colony's fate as soon as possible. Now, to issues on a smaller scale. There are certain degrees of tension in the capital due to the unorthodox succession to the Sacred Warrant. Chances of uprising are minimal, of course, and the spreading of rumors is nothing but a sign of weakness of mind and spirit. Nonetheless, I've prepared a list of minor houses that have demonstrated unseeming discomposure of your succession. What is to be done about them? Oh, God. Oh, man. I don't... Okay, so one option is to send them lavish gifts, but then that would just encourage people to be, like, rioting because they'll get gifts. But then the second, like, most severe option is kill them. And the third most severe option is kill their whole families, which is pretty crazy. Eliminate the most prominent malcontents quietly, but do not threaten entire families. Hopefully these steps will be enough to keep the rest from causing more trouble. Once your lordship's wrath descends upon the guilty, have no doubt there won't be a soul on Dargonus willing to share their fate. One last thing, your lordship. Your inauguration as bearer of the Sacred Warrant is but a matter of time, but I would like to inquire about one crucial detail. I imagine you are intending to uphold the centuries-old tradition, bolstered by an equally long-lasting friendship, of being represented on Dargonus by one of the noble houses. I presume that, as before, this duty will be accorded to House Drivestem. One moment. Which houses can represent me at the ceremony? Any of the noble houses located on Dargonus. The Drivestem family, which I lead. The Caprak family, which long ties to the Adeptus Mechanicus. The Sarbaks, known for their piety and diligence in service. Perhaps I should also mention the Wersarians, who have some influence, but who are not actually of noble origin. Any one of the houses would be honored to represent you at the ceremony. One of the options says, I don't care, just don't fight over it too hard. So I've never met anyone from Gaprak or Sarbak. Drivestem, I only know this guy. And Wersarian, you know, we've got Abelard, who has been working with me. The obvious inclination would be to either give it to Wersarian or leave it to, tradition. I suppose I will bestow this honor upon the Wersarians. Abelard turns to you and bows respectfully. Lord Captain, to accompany you at such a critical hour is the greatest honor for the Wersarian bloodline. Have no fear, we will not fail you. Drivestem tosses Abelard a look that lacks even the smallest shred of respect. Forgive my boldness, but I must remind you that the Wersarians, whose lineage traces back to a Navy officer, are not of the Dargonus nobility. Such decisions may have adverse effects on your subjects' loyalty, your lordship. Drivestem's face breaks into a bitter smile. I shall immediately relay your commands, most gracious rogue trader. Thank you for your time. I would like to complete my inauguration as rogue trader as soon as possible. When is the ceremony? I'm afraid that until you deal with pressing issues, the ceremony will have to be postponed. Many trade routes are still unavailable. The central worlds of the Von Valancius Protectorate are going through a crisis, and the warp disturbances, if Void observers are to be believed, will prevent important guests from reaching the capital. Tell me about yourself and House Drivestem. It would be my pleasure to enlighten you. My house is the oldest and most respected on Dargonus. My ancestors walked side by side with yours for many generations as they cared for the world's welfare. Our duty is to supervise the governing bodies with the system subservient to you, and we are responsible for the Protectorate's logistics and economic stability. As for me personally, I am a humble servant of the Emperor and a loyal subject of the Rogue Trader, and to my great pleasure, I had the honor of calling myself Lady Theodora's close friend. At Urban's last words, Abelard lets out a sound that could be interpreted as either a snort or a cough. Urban gives him a look, which Abelard meets with an expression of utter nonchalance. That will be all, I take it? Thank you for your time, your lordship. Since duty calls, I shall take my leave. May the great Emperor's grace be with you. Renee says, by the way, Muck, your video about your gold making routine crashed the T6 market and made T6 sets drop between 20 to 25% and still hasn't recovered. You're welcome. Click these links. I wouldn't really call it going down by 20% crashing. But that's kind of funny. There's a secret passage here. I'm like almost certain. Oh, yeah, look. I don't know how to get into that room, but there's some kind of murder the rogue trader room behind that door. Alright, what's next? Is there anything else to do here right now? Got above those rookie perception skills? Yeah, I've been maxing perception on the navigator, but in this area, you only play your own character, not the whole party, so the navigator's not with me, which makes it difficult. I'm reminded of Dragon Age Inquisition, where there were some areas where you would go through alone, and there were locks to pick, and if you weren't playing the rogue, you couldn't pick them. You could only get through them if you yourself was the rogue, like on your main character. I'm trying to find what I need to do right now. Quest log leaves something to be desired for sure. Okay, like... Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything else I need to do here, or if I just leave. Sydney says, been debating getting this for a little while now. How's the character progression customization? Overwhelming. At level 2. Hang on. Hang on a second. Alright, so you get to like level 2, and you gotta choose a skill. Let me see if I can find it. No, I guess it's like level 3. And you have all of these to choose from. So, it kind of drowns you in options. So there's a lot of reading at the beginning while you're trying to figure things out. But luckily they allow you to respec if you regret anything. Terrible news from Dargonus, Lord Captain. The subsidiary hive city, Scipione 84249, has been destroyed in a series of cascading failures. Production halted and millions of people have broken their vows of obedience and are fleeing. Many of them are perishing in the wastelands and overloading the transport lines leading to the neighboring hives. The surrounding residential sectors are becoming increasingly agitated by the influx of refugees. What is your directive regarding the distribution of these refugees? What is the cause of the catastrophe? It is still unclear. The noble houses are throwing the blame at one another. Agents of the venerable Achilles Scalander, stationed at Scipione 84249, have died heroically while trying to save the population from disaster. Their latest reports mention some vulnerabilities in the industrial sectors of the lowest hive, but do not go into further detail. Additionally, all of your servants are currently busy with investigating the causes of the crisis, but they're not doing anything to deal with the consequences. What say my advisors? The death of Achilles' agents troubles me. It may not be a coincidence. Until the causes of the disaster can be concretely established, I would avoid letting refugees into other hives. There may be saboteurs. I recommend setting up prohibitive cordons where the refugees can be contained in the wastelands between the hives. The Emperor bids us to face the often cruel strokes of fate with dignity. If the other hives do not wish to accept the unfortunate victims of this tragedy, then let the victims themselves teach those living in the hives a lesson in resilience and humility. I'm sure that the ecclesiarchy will aid the refugees in constructing camps to survive out in the wastelands and establish a community of proud desert-dwelling martyrs. Such harsh conditions will be a crucible of fortitude and fearlessness, this tragedy of a feat of spirit. The noble houses are trying to wash their hands of this. How predictable. And yet, it is their duty to see that their planet meets its tithe obligation and brings glory and revenue to the treasury in your absence. Let the aristocrats take care of the refugees, and make sure they don't stop until every last refugee has some task to fulfill. Abelard, remind the noble houses of their duty. Actually, wait, hold on. There was that thing about the saboteurs. Hi. He was pulling on my sleeve. Little chip break. He was like, look at me. You done? Nope, not done. Flop. Okay. That's all he wanted. All right. Argenta, see to it that the ecclesiarchy would not ignore the laments of the poor. He who dares to remain deaf to the pleas of the destitute shall be branded a traitor to the faith. Large labor settlements were set up around the ruins of Scipione 84249 to where the refugees from the wastelands and neighboring hives have been rounded up. In the harsh wasteland scorched with the industrial poison, only a bare modicum of food and clean water, the settlement residents began the arduous and dangerous task of rebuilding their fallen home. Many of the Ecclesiarchy's priests sought to share in the burden with these poor souls, coming to the villages and preaching to them about the righteousness of hard work. Some pastors have even chosen to stay in the camps permanently, where the desert cults of Aconite martyrs have begun to gather around them, glorifying the Lord Captain for granting them the right to suffer for the glory of the God Emperor. Oh God. Let's see, restoration, a new hive city, people times 3. Extasium, player character gains nobility is perfection, plus 5 to all skills. What? Emporium, the surviving spine will be rebuilt into a space elevator. It will be capped by an emporium, accepting those ships that are too heavy to land on the surface. -1 security. -1 route cost. ×1 weapons, chemicals, mechanisms, +1 efficiency. Oh, these are for all colonies. I think I'm gonna go restoration. Alright, Foulstone leveled up. What is it? Oh gosh, hold on. Indulgences for sale. Selling the forgiveness of the Ecclesiarchy could be a significant source of revenue. The forgiveness? Good tiding. Play target's frequency of faith. The order of the Hinrich closely and vicious strange directed giant star that will reach up to the Foulstone's orbit. From there, a powerful Vox station will broadcast prayers and sermons to the entire planet. Imagine trying to sleep and someone's sermon is blasting in your ear the whole time. While the voice of the astropathic choir will carry the sacred works all across the Cronus expanse, the good tidings will be high throughout the Vox spectrum, rallying Imperial subjects. Sure. What? High Factotum Janus. Your Lordship, there are alarming reports coming from Janus. A number of strange mutations have been spotted among the population in remote agri-complexes. Aside from the obvious disfigurement and the subsequent estrangement, these mutants, called wretches by the rest of the colonists, are coming together to practice a primitive form of religion involving ritual worship of the land. While they display no disobedience or hostility, their very existence is concerning. The members of the Magos biologists have tasked you tasked with healing Janus, found the mutation to be missing from the catalog, and recommend studying it and eradicating it immediately afterward. The Janus nobility humbly awaits your decision. What do we know about these wretches? Their mutations cause the loss of skin pigment and the shedding of hair. They're turning into Gollum? Their eyes of some have started developing nictitating membrane, similar to that of reptiles. Others succumb to progressive atrophy of the larynx, causing the loss of human speech. At the same time, their tendons became denser and more elastic, providing increased endurance and load resistance. The wretches are commonly ostracized due to their grotesque appearance. There haven't been any cases of mob justice yet, but they will become commonplace after the mutation's deformities become more obvious. The wretches tend to form groups with similarly afflicted people. Their average level of intellect is low. They all belong to the labor caste and can communicate among themselves using a primitive vernacular of their own invention. As for their own barbaric religion, they are deifying both the soil and Janus itself. To them, working in agri-complexes is a form of worship, which has had a positive impact on productivity. I mean, can we just make a colony for them to live in? What do my advisors say? I saw your agent's pict recordings, the signs these Monkey leave behind their idols, and I cannot deny a pathetic, though extremely abstract connection to the symbols of my people. Their guttural prayers echo the sounds of the children of Assyrian speech. The probability of them having come into such close contact with our civilization is non-existent, yet they are still somehow connected. Protect these people. Resettle them to distant abodes where they will not be harmed for their peculiarities, and keep watch. Someday the truth may be revealed. The blessed sanction of the Imperium does not grace these mutants, but nor does it declare their existence anathema. Should we sentence them without further study? There are mutants whose existence is fully sanctioned, such as Ogrins, Ratlings, Pariahs, Pelagers, Felinids, or Troths. I only know Ogrins. Many have, our library had many treatises on the Genitor's craft. I could impart some of that knowledge to your servants. Purely theoretical, of course. This mutation has not been properly studied and is missing from the catalog. I am not registering a basis for delaying the commencement of immediate genetic purification. I recommend launching a thorough investigation into the genetic makeup of this forbidden strain. Resettle the wretches into separate agri-complexes where the crowds will not tear them apart. We will study them. I feel these Monkey have been touched by something wondrous. Show us on the doll where the wondrous touched you, Monkey. The mutants were resettled to distant agri-complexes where their unorthodox appearance will not put them in danger of being massacred by serfs. The mutants were put under surveillance. One of the watchmen spotted a mysterious relic in the hands of a group of wretches that turned out to be an item of Xeno origin. It is unlikely the mutants understood the nature of the object they worshipped. Uh-oh. Need more profit factor for this other stuff. Alright. Dargonus. Same. Need more profit factor. Alright, that's all I can do for those ship things. Alrighty. Heretic. No, not heretic. The rogue trader is allowed to do this. Ship is the Rouge trader and you are Abelard Muck. I mean, basically, we clean up after him. The Rouge trader. Oh my gosh. I wish there was a way to, like, fast travel, like, you know, really far. Or I guess there is, but you would need, like, 3 navigators inside to do that. Lord Captain, Lady Orselio was asking where she could find you. I sent her to your study. You can expect her there shortly. Woo! Alright, I have completely botched my last 2 dates with Lady Orselio. This time, chat, full gentleman. Hold on. Full gentleman. We will not be a rabble rouser. We will stop trying to channel our inner bard. Because that keeps going very poorly. Lord Captain, could you spare a moment to discuss a personal matter? Cassia's less than graceful movements betray her anxiety. She lowers her eyes slightly and fidgets with a satin handkerchief as she waits for your answer. I am Lord Captain once again, I see. Surely you know that you may call me by my name. I may, but I will not. I would not wish to overstep any boundaries around anyone, let alone the rogue trader himself. I am intrigued. What is it? I think she's breaking up with me, chat. I will admit I am intrigued. What is this personal matter? I'm rather embarrassed to ask you about something like this, but last I was here, I noticed a curious tome on the shelves of your personal library. A rather heavy-looking volume bound in a worn, gilded cover with the symbol of the Adeptus Ministerium on it. Martyrdom of Saint Visteria. I believe it was. She waves her hand in the direction of the shelves, and the satin handkerchief slips out of her fingers. Oh! Perception succeeded. Cassia takes a quiet breath of frustration, but it does not escape your notice that her ruby eyes are intently observing your reaction. Oh, I just remembered. Really early on, when we met her, we flirted, and we flirted way too hard. And she was like, you need to learn how to talk to a woman. And there was a book nearby that was like literally how to talk to women. And we looked at it, and there was a thing on this exact situation. She set up the situation to see if we read the book. And I did. Pick up the handkerchief, bring it to your lips, and then return it to Cassia. The soft fabric tickles your lips, and the subtle scent envelops you like a thin veil. Cassia accepts the handkerchief with a nod of gratitude, and for the first time, gives you a look filled with warmth and affection. I passed the test! Thank you, Lord Captain. I believe I should return to my chambers now. Nod in understanding. She graces you with a half-hidden smile and swiftly leaves the study. Oh my gosh. It's so difficult to woo this woman. She's all these rules. I think if I had said I'll escort you, I would have failed again. What is this? Personal cogitator. Oh, this looks like a Kickstarter list. Okay. The light glinting off the polished skull of some unknown Xenos makes it seem like the bony face is mocking you. Didn't I have something else to do in here? I don't remember what. Argenta wants to talk. Hinrich wants to talk. Talk to the Lady Navigator. We just did. Talk to Adira. Oh, I killed Adira. Yeah, she gone. Okay, let's see. Hinrich wanted to talk, I believe. Hinrich looks at you intently, his head tilted. You wanted to discuss the nature of your mission? Yes.
But not here.
Okay.
I wouldn't want our conversation to be gossip fodder on the bridge and in the officers' mess.
I've been kidnapped. Oh, back to my room. If you drop a handkerchief, I'm not picking it up. Hinrich nods slightly. Thank you for finding an opportunity to talk. I trust now would be a good time to explain the reason for my return aboard your ship. I do not object to you personally, but I find the continuous presence of an Inquisition agent at my side slightly unnerving. Your concern is unfounded, as long as there is no substantial reason for it. I hope there will not be one. Oh my gosh. Yo, he's literally the, if you're doing nothing illegal, then you don't have anything to hide. Give me all your passwords. He's literally that guy. To business. The cult of the Final Dawn. The madmen preach their heretical doctrine among the denizens of the Coronis Expanse and instigate crimes against the throne and humanity. One such crime took place in your protectorate. The Lord Inquisitor considered it necessary to have one of his acolytes accompany the rogue trader on the voyage into the corrupted region. I also need to meet with one of my observers on the capital world in your domain. We did that last part. Give me a sec. I'm turning my fan on. It's getting too warm in my office. Okay. Alright. Lore succeeded. Why would Ordo Xenos agents investigate a chaos cult? You are well versed in how the Inquisition is organized, Muck Von Luck. Yes, initially our arrival in the Coronis Expanse was dictated by the need to fight Xenos, but there is more. The cult is tangentially related to my main specialization. Perhaps I'll be able to reveal the full truth someday, but right now I ask you to display humility and patience. You have spies on the Von Valencius worlds? The person I mentioned is not a spy, but a secretary of the Administratum Department on Dargonus. The planet's governor and Theodora were fully aware of his status. His duty is to fulfill the sacred oath to the Golden Throne and eliminate threats to the Imperium, which the Coronis Expanse has in abundance. His name is Achilles Scalander. As soon as we contact Dargonus, I will introduce you as the new head of the dynasty. I'm sure you'll appreciate the presence of such an advisor among your subjects, and I suggest you heed his words at least occasionally. We already met him. The Lord Inquisitor mentioned in his letter he is willing to show lenience toward my actions that would otherwise be interpreted as radical. Hinrich nods. That is correct. I should show greater tolerance for the mistakes of a newly appointed rogue trader. To be frank, I am surprised. The Lord Inquisitor is not the type to indulge the weakness of soul and mind, even in someone who only recently accepted the burden of a lofty title. A chaos cult in my protectorate. Hinrich, are you laying an accusation against my dynasty? Chaos treads softly, Muck Von Luck. The main danger of secret cults and sects is that they are like seeds. They can remain in the ground for decades, safe from all scrutiny, until an opportunity to sprout, grow, and bear monstrous fruit presents itself. The emergence of a cult on one of the Rogue Trader's planets does not mean the dynasty head itself is a Chaos worshipper. Having said that, it should be noted that Theodora von Valancius was famous for her loose interpretation of the freedoms granted by the warrant. Just watching Chip bounce around. Hinrich regards you with a probing look. A bloodline can be stained by ancestral transgressions. If it is indeed so, it is in your best interest to do whatever necessary to redeem yourself. And then perhaps you will get a chance to salvage your dynasty's reputation. I want to know more about this cult of the Final Dawn. Chaos worshippers. Most often, agents of the throne run into lone renegades stirring up the rabble. Insane prophets and hysteric visionaries preaching the end of days. A passing comet, a mutant rebellion, an onslaught of monsters. Each time they come up with a new reason why people should prostrate themselves and quiver in fear. Much effort and blood of those loyal to the... Whoa. Hi. One sec. What's up? Why? I'm being good to you. Oh my gosh. Just come up, lay down next to me, chomp hand, refuses to elaborate, leaves. Okay. Each time they come up with a new reason why people should prostrate themselves and quiver in fear. Much effort and the blood of those loyal to the Golden Throne were spent before we established the connection between those heretics. However, the cult of the Final Dawn is something greater than a gaggle of misguided seers and fortune tellers. They cleverly spread their agents all over the Coronis expanse, disseminating heresy amongst honest people on the Imperial worlds. There's a certain strategy to their actions that changes wherever we get too close. And finally, they have enough military power to have had the 2 ships that we had sent after them later discovered as wreckage. The growing difficulty in making warp jumps is detrimental to us, but is unlikely to inconvenience those who engage in vile sorcery day in and day out. He sighs. After the events on Rykad Minoris, I suspect the cult might have built its nest inside Winterscale's domain, but the latest reports indicate that it is your protectorate harboring heretics. Being in your entourage improves my chances of getting closer to these secrets. I have already agreed to give you a place aboard my ship. What else? The rogue trader should deliver me to the system that contains the industrial world of Kiava Gamma. I will then accompany you to the surface and determine what the cult is planning and how it intends to use the resources that have fallen into their clutches, which may very well include the blessed engines of the Adeptus Mechanicus and even the followers of the Omnissiah themselves. I will be frank, the answer to this question is unlikely to please either of us. The machinations of chaos usually go beyond solely inflicting countless deaths and destruction. Having their plans come to fruition would lead to far more terrible consequences. One of the systems of the Coronis Expanse is already lost. May the Emperor protect us from watching this tragedy play out again. We met a Chaos Space Marine on Rykad Minoris. Do we risk running into his brothers? Yeah, oh my god, that was a fight. I have no doubt it will happen sooner or later. Muck Von Luck, Chaos Marines siding with the cult is very, very bad news. Most likely they kept away until recently, pulling the puppet strings from a respectable distance. These traitors seldom show up alone. The best we can count on is having to deal with just a squad of Chaos Space Marines in the Coronis Expanse and not an entire company. Why did your suspicion fall on Kiava Gamma? Disjointed pieces of data that finally merged into a single picture. Additionally, not long ago, a vessel from that world arrived on Footfall. The reports from the crew were confused and alarming, making me fear a planet-wide rebellion. I won't let anyone throw their weight around on my worlds, be they servants of chaos, Xenos, or heretics. A commendable aspiration for a person who holds the fate of billions of people and dozens of imperial worlds in his hands, which is why you need to be ever more vigilant when looking for seeds of corruption on your planets, lest they sprout someday and spell doom for whatever is tangled up in their roots. That is enough discussion about the arch-enemy's servants. Tell me about the Drukhari who stole Rykad's son. He winces. The Drukhari, one of the branches of the Eldari, an ancient and vicious Xenos race. These creatures are a living terror to ordinary people who fall prey to their raids. For the simple reason that their victims are not killed outright, but instead become their playthings. Just as you and I need air to breathe, the Drukhari require psychic energy born from torment and pain, which they extract from their captives with uncanny expertise. Their ships, which are difficult to mistake for any other, arrive suddenly and undetected. Their stealth technologies greatly surpass the capabilities of standard Imperium Augur arrays. Their objective of their raids is never to capture a world or a ship. No, they are only interested in fresh victims. After filling their hold with living captives, they disappear into the Webway, a different dimension which conceals their greatest stronghold, Komarog, the dark city of the Drukhari, from which none can hope to escape. There was some other game I played that had stuff with the Webway, and there was like a, what's it called? The Black Library was in it? Like somewhere in the Webway is like this thing called the Black Library that just has like tons of knowledge, but humans for the most part do not know how to get there. Hinrich studies your expression. I do not know why the Drukhari stole Rykad's son and brought about the fulfillment of the cult's prophecies. Perhaps the Xenos themselves have played into the arch-enemy's designs, or perhaps Aurora's divinations in fact ascribe the Drukhari's actions. There is only one thing I can say with absolute certainty. There is no alliance between the Cult of the Final Dawn and the Xenos. It is simply impossible. Correct, it is guarded by Harlequins. I must go about my business. Is there anything else I need to know? Let me put it this way. You may think whatever you want of me, but my goal is not to hinder you. I'm here to help you in the fight against foes you may not even be aware of. You have my word that I will provide every assistance in uprooting the heresy that has sprouted on the Von Valancius worlds while their master was away, and that I will try to be more patient with the less grievous flaws the bearers of the warrant are sometimes known to have. Hinrich inclines his head. Thank you for sparing the time, Lord Captain. He's like, I'll try not to kill you for the little things. Back to the bridge. Alright. Cassia. Quick save.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations.
I have heard rumors you are not getting along well with the crew. But whoa! Panic flashes in her ruby red eyes, and your heart starts beating a little faster while your hands grow cold. Okay, so I think she's doing that thing where she's experiencing an emotion really sharply, and it's hitting everyone around her.
Not here. I'm begging you. Aren't noblemen supposed to discuss such things away from the servants?
What? Let us go to my study. No one will disturb us there.
Then lead the way, and I will answer all of your questions.
Our third trip to my office in like 10 minutes. Benchy says at Mukluk. Wait, what is this? Looking back through 2023 and 2024. Posted by Ruby Bear. A year to remember. Is this different from the other thing? Hold on. I had this open that I haven't covered yet. The Guild Wars 2 Q&A, switch to yearly expansions thing. I guess this is different. Was this just posted today? 28 minutes ago. Huh. Cool. Thank you for sending me that. I'll take a look at it, see if it's something I want to cover. What is it you wanted to talk about, Lord Captain? I have nothing to say to your unfounded accusations about my conflicts with the crew. I cannot recall my having a single quarrel with any of your people during my entire time aboard. The messenger you rebuked butchered his own family and then killed himself. I haven't rebuked a single errand boy on this ship. He ponders for a moment. Ah, I think I remember. A kind young man with a shy smile and skillful fingers with too much rotten ochre on his shoulders. I grew tired of the disgusting color and advised him to lighten his burden by casting the weight off his shoulders. He did not come to the next day, or ever again. Those words made him kill his whole family and then himself? During the warp voyage, you gave the wrong orders, which led to the vessel shifting off course and the service bay being destroyed. I saw something in the warp, something vast, predatory, shimmering with indescribable colors. It came from nowhere and stared at the ship with hundreds of hungry eyes right there in our path. I decided to change the course while it was still possible, but did not want to sow panic. Would it have been better to tell the crew we were heading straight into the monster's gaping maw? Would you mind telling me what you needed 100 species of bird for? Admittedly, I'm at a loss myself. The day we arrived on Footfall, I sent a request to the ship's quartermaster and asked him to get me a songbird. But he never asked for clarification, and shortly before we left, I had a countless number of cages delivered to me, all wrapped in bright red panic and flickering tints of fear. There was a bird in every one. I was so excited. I thought I would have 100 friends instead of just one. They were squeaking so piteously, I let the poor things out. I even fed them my breakfast and dinner, but the stupid birds would not stop chittering even after bedtime. They were dashing about the room, smacking me in the face, and defecating. I grew angry, and suddenly they started pecking at each other's eyes and attacking me. Then I became afraid, and they all fell over dead. I do not think I want to keep pets anymore. Propwatch says, I hear this game is a lot like BG3, but with a lot of reading. Is that the case? Yes. In BG3, this, like, a scene like this would have voice acting, and the characters would be talking to one another. But, you know, BG3 was basically a masterpiece for what it was, which took many years to make. So, you know, BG3 was basically like the shiniest of classic RPGs you've ever seen. This is an excellent classic RPG, but yeah, there is reading. The officers are reluctant to be quartered next to your chambers because of the constant emotional outburst it causes them. Some even maim themselves and others. I already told you I cannot control my abilities. What else do you want from me? Will I be assigned a pariah chaperone, or will you put me in a suppressing shackles? I've heard enough. Will you share your thoughts with me? You have a kind soul, but you have difficulty reaching out to people. I could teach you the art of communication if you like. That would be wonderful. My education on Yrliet 5 was cut short, but I have realized by then that the wisdom of books is a poor substitute for the wisdom of experience. Very well, since we are done with this misunderstanding, I would like to change the subject. It would only be fair for me to ask you a few questions now, wouldn't it? She hesitates and continues in a less confident tone. Do not mistake me. I am not going to accuse you of anything. It's just that you are the most worthy interlocutor on the ship, and you're always so busy. I never promised I would give you answers. What would you like to ask? Is it possible that someone would not like Baldur's Gate 3? Yeah, it's possible. I don't like NASCAR. Ooh, they're making a left turn. Ooh, there's anything you can think of. There's going to be people that like it and people that don't. I read a treatise by Passius de Mobius very recently, who claimed that subjects would never believe their new ruler was better than the old one, unless the old one was a tyrant. No matter the circumstances, the lowborn rabble become deluded about their prospects and rebel in favor of their base desires. What do you make of that? Your interpretation of this classical text is not entirely correct. If the subjects have grown accustomed to the ruling house, all the sovereign must do is refrain from breaching long-standing traditions. Adjust unwanted laws as gradually as you would shift the bed of a flooded river, and no one will ever take your power from you. She thinks for a moment and then smiles. Indeed, I was not wrong about your merits or your ability to hold a conversation. I hope my second question does not confound you either. According to the 20 tomes penned by the preacher Ostatak Istefan, the forgotten mercy and cruelty would go through the world hand in hand, but people flock only to one pan of the scales. Would you rather inspire fear in your followers or be magnanimous and choose awe? The one that I have the highest chance of succeeding is this one. One must be a tyrant, a friend, and a jester to one's subjects. What matters is that to clearly discern which role is required at a given moment. Oh, success. There's so much power in your words. Oh, power that makes me want to join you. I understand now why your subjects are eager to follow you. I admit I was afraid you were too different, and yet you helped me realize that I can be candid with you. Continue. I must confess that sometimes I can hardly bear the burden of the house has placed upon me. I feel I'm not doing my best. Tell me how you, heir to the Protectorate, can bear the responsibility for billions of lives a day after day and not stoop under all the weight. It is not always easy, but I try to lead the dynasty towards prosperity by any worthy means. Thank you for your patience, Muck von Luck. You are helping me to see the world in different colors, a novel experience for me. Our conversations hold a special place in my heart. Allow me to bid you farewell for now. I am heading back to my chambers to consider today's conversation. Okay. Leave my room for the third time. Just remix this stream and have acted scripts. Yeah, I do all the voice acting for the ladies. Hello, I am Cassia. I am amazing. Oh, Argenta wanted something. The Battle Sister.
Greetings.
Tell me about the Adeptus Sororitas.
Gladly. There are none more faithful to the God Emperor than my sisters. We fight against his enemies by the will of the Holy Ecclesiarchy.
That's how you say that word.
I beg your pardon, rogue trader. Here I am, talking about what every lesser noble in the Imperium knows. So what exactly are you interested in hearing about?
They say the Adeptus Sororitas are the fiercest in their faith among the warriors of the Imperium. Is it true?
It is. The Sisters of Battle are a fire lit by the God Emperor. They are the echo of his voice that travels through the dark expanses of the universe. We bring his wrath to heretics, mutants, and other enemies of humanity. We protect the faithful from the unholy and unhallowed. Sometimes with words. More often than not with a bolter.
Sometimes with a gun. What order are you from?
Once I had completed my novitiate, I was sent to the Calixian branch of the Order of Our Martyred Lady, assigned to the Order's Pronatus. The Order's mission is vital and noble. The Sisters Pronatus protect great relics of the Imperium. We guard them, preserve them, escort them when they are brought onto the battlefield or presented for pilgrims to venerate. And we seek out the relics that have been lost. Neither a coven of heretics nor the most wicked death world can deter Sisters Pronatus when their goal is to return a piece of the great legacy of the Imperium into the hands of the faithful.
You say you brought to the Calixian branch of your order. What brought you to the Coronis expanse?
The Order sent me to Footfall. My undertaking was to assist the local priesthood of Drusians in caring for a sacred reliquary that had been there since the time of Parsimus Duane, the station's founder.
Are there any other members of the Adeptus Sororitas in the Coronis expanse?
None that I'm aware of. but the Sisterhood's orders are many, and can operate independently of one another, sending their sisters wherever their presence is needed as deemed by the Ecclesiarchy. Perhaps somewhere in the Lord Inquisitor's retinue, may his path be blessed, my sisters perform their duty as we speak. I wish it were so. Even a single evening spent in joint prayer and training would bring me joy.
Are all sisters truly as faultless as you say?
Even the novices of the Adeptus Sororitas are drawn from among the most worthy. Those who have taken the vows and become a full-fledged sister are the best of the best, tested by trials of body and spirit. Yes, there have been cases when a sister stumbled or showed weakness, but do not expect to hear a story of depravity or downfall from me. Each such occurrence is a great tragedy for us all. Light cannot bear the smallest speck of darkness within. And thus those who have trespassed or shown weakness of spirit are given a chance at redemption. They are called Sisters Repentia, and may the enemy tremble before her, for nothing can stop a sister of battle who yearns to be cleansed of fault and weakness. Wearing nothing but robes, no armor, eviscerator in hand, those sisters who have once faltered find repentance on the battlefield. Their lives are seldom long, but a death in the name of purgation is a better fate than to live with a shadow in one's soul.
So to repent, you have to go into battle with a robe and a sword. And good luck to you. I have no more questions about your sisterhood.
Should any more arise, keeping them to yourself would be imprudent. It is a virtue to take an interest in holiness.
Tell me about yourself.
About me? I am the Emperor's daughter and his servant. What else is there to tell about me?
How did you end up on Theodora's ship?
I first came here when I found myself in need of passage from Footfall to a remote planet. But I imagine what interests you is not that first journey, but rather what brought me aboard prior to the pirate attack. That story is complicated. It just so happened that I made a mistake. In a moment of laxity, I was ambushed by the accursed followers of the archenemy. I was badly wounded. Lady Theodora came to my aid and brought me aboard her ship, while her crew attended to me in my weakened state. It all happened not too long ago. I'd barely recovered from my wounds when the pirates struck. Truly, the servants of evil know no rest. There is no place where we can be safe from their machinations.
What happened to the people who wounded you? Did Theodora's men eliminate them?
Sadly, they did not. Lady Theodora was in a hurry and chose not to stay on the planet. Her people took me to a ship while I was unconscious, and when I came to my senses, we were already flying away. How I pray to come face to face with those heretics once more, and it's bound to happen someday.
You mentioned making a mistake.
It happens even to the best of us. My mistakes are my burden to bear. I'll find a way to atone for them.
Where did this happen?
On one of the recently discovered planets in the Expanse. No one suspected that it had already been tainted by the filth of heresy. Had I known it beforehand, of course I would have been on my guard.
We could go to that planet and deal with the Chaos Worshippers.
The path to that planet was lost. All the knowledge is gone, along with the previous navigator. It would take immense effort and resources to rediscover the route. The heir to the von Valanci's protectorate must have plenty of other issues to deal with right now. Perhaps later, when the skies above our heads have cleared.
What was it like traveling on Theodora's ship?
I hadn't been here that long. Just one journey from Footfall, and the other journey, the majority of which I spent in the confines of the Medbay. I can't tell you much about the first voyage. I was more focused on prayers and ruminations than on the people around me, or the journey itself. During the last journey, Seneschal Viserion stood out for me. He came by several times to ask about my health. He's an honorable man and a loyal servant of the Imperium. I think he is as meticulous in his inspections of the logistics systems as he is in his inquiries about the health of the occasional sister of battle aboard the ship. But not all of Theodora's people have earned my trust. You know who I'm talking about. There is no place for Adira Tlas among the God Emperor's faithful.
Oh, I killed her. Actually, you killed her. I ordered you to do it.
And I'm equally surprised by how deep heresy and treason run in this place. I'm glad we all made it through that dark hour. May the day that follows be bright.
Yeah, when I finally decided, I just said, Argenta, do your duty. And Argenta said, blam. And Adira said, ah! No more questions, thank you.
As you wish.
Did that check it off? Argenta asked the road trader to talk with her on the ship. This errand is complete. Oh, okay. Atrium Footfall Furibundus. Alright. Okay. Chart new routes. Alright, it would... Yeah, that's too much. We'll go here in the back there. Another watch aboard the Void ship has come to an end. The Lord Captain, having given his final orders for the day, retired to his chambers for some divine rest. However, the rogue trader's slumber was disturbed by horrific nightmares plaguing his mind. Fate wrenched the Lord Captain out of the clutches of these astonishing warp dreams, only for him to witness the nightmares seeping through the flimsy membrane of the Geller field and take physical shape in the ship's sanctum sanctorum. To battle. Damage taken. Rock the boat. 6. Rock the boat!
There will be no peace in my way of annoyance.
You will fall!
I am very outnumbered. This is a lot of people and demons. Bro, there's no way.
I am unsatisfied.
My guy's a support. There's so many enemies. Dude, I better have backup show up, like, real soon.
Pain is just an illusion.
Abelard's here. Yes, yes, yes. I knew it. I knew it. I was like, there is no way.
I will do my duty.
Oh, nice job, Happy Baby.
Indeed.
To the brink
It
of
will be done.
agony.
Too bad I'm still standing.
Oh my god, I used heal and Perils the Warp triggered and made the situation worse. I am very worried about my own character here. Alright, Iron Arm gives a buff. We already have. I was hoping that would give me temp HP. Doesn't work.
Sings in ecstasy.
Oh, this guy's vibing. Look at him. Dude, how did, like, my quarters attaches to the bridge. No one on the bridge noticed, like, 40 people, excuse us, as they walked in. And then just started becoming a problem.
This is unacceptable. I will not.
Why can I not shoot? Oh, this is just like choosing where she starts at.
God Emperor, move through me.
She has no
Be
action
the fire
points.
in my heart.
Hi.
Tried and tested tactics as a vet. Victory is imminent. At your beck and call.
Oh, man. So, yeah, I can cast a heal, but it's going to trigger an attack of opportunity from these. So I'm just going to try to back up, which is also an He did not have much of a chance as a support character. Yeah, 1v20 as the healer, not great. Cassia's here. I think the cutscene is stuck, so I'm gonna hit skip cutscene. That's the sound of me opening the main menu. I think I have to task manager it, chat. Hang on. Bummer. All right. I was trying to reload it. Apparently don't die. Yeah, apparently. All right, let's try to get back to where we were. Although I think there might have been a trait that lets you cast stuff while the enemy's in your face without triggering an attack of opportunity. But I have to be on the lookout for that. Alright, so this is right when we woke up.
Let us rise up to that storm!
That storm!
A genius at work.
My soul sings in ecstasy.
I was just trying to take a nap. Why are y'all all so mad?
To the brink of agony. You enjoy that?
Follow my lead. At your beck and call. More!
Schemes within schemes.
Little things in ecstasy.
Just a minor setback.
I like how they keep missing each other, and they've done more damage to each other than they have to Abelard with what they're doing right now.
I will do.
Okay, I got a taunt on them. Let's see if that helps. Doesn't seem to be working on that one.
My collection.
Brink of agony.
Let's see.
Buff him. Give him another turn. Wall of Rockery, which gives him temp HP also.
Scheme.
Heal self.
We will endure.
Alright, hopefully the game doesn't bug out. This is the exact same spot it broke last time. Although I'm doing better in the combat. When Cassia gets in the room, the game breaks. I don't know what to do. I am not sure what to do. One sec. Warhammer 40k, Rogue Trader, attack in bedroom, bugged. Found a Reddit post. Okay. Let's see. I have to traverse an orange route via warp travel. It kicks me to a scene where the rogue trader wakes to his bedroom. I run outside the room. Combat begins with some demonites and lower deck rabble. However, I can't seem to use anything. What am I supposed to do? Is it bugged? Ran into this bug yesterday. I think I figured out what it is. So it could be a rogue trader as an officer, with the talent that gives you an extra turn at the start of combat, because that's blocking your progress. I respect leaving that talent out this time, tried the event again, and now the combat works. I'm just going to respect back after. Oh my god, what? I've gotten this every time the warp travel results in combat. It always starts on turn 4 regardless of who enters the combat. Turn 4, a new character enters the combat and I'm stuck in a cutscene. If I skip the scene, it becomes a black screen and is non-responsive. This is my exact issue. Per Shadowbreak 89, try changing animation settings. I found a way to get around this bug. It came down to my in-game setting to apply the fastest animation speed at all times, which was causing the issue. I changed it to on-demand mode, and Argenta was able to properly walk in and continue the round. Okay, on-demand mode. All right, I do have it set for fast animation speed. Hold on, let me try that. Let's see. All right, go back in. Alright. Settings. Combat speed on demand. I don't know how to demand it. Okay. Continue. If we do worse than last time, I'm gonna have the big sad chat.
Glorious spectacle of your yes, indeed.
You will
They
fall!
all will see.
You can't use that thing as cover. Alright. Alright, so these animations are going to take a bit longer now, but we'll see if this helps. Alright, cast Iron Arm on self. I don't have line of sight to hit anyone at the moment. Oh, I guess for on demand, if I hold the space bar, they move faster. Yo, what? He hasn't even gotten to go yet. That's weird that she came over and boxed him in before he got to go.
A tactically sound approach. It will be done.
But he did not make nearly as much progress getting across this room as he did last time for turn 1.
A genius at work. Another scar to my collection. Too bad.
Yeah, my chances of saving Muck seem to be much lower than last time right now. I could send Argenta in there, but
the Emperor commands, I act.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. Took care of this one.
I'm not injured. I'm enraged.
Okay.
Schemes within schemes.
Heal self. I could attack one of them with a spell, but then these two would get attacks of opportunity on me. I'll just do a weak melee attack.
Agony. Sweet depravity.
Man, we had a solid chance of saving him on the second attempt, but had that bug. And then on the third attempt, the enemies behaved slightly differently, which is nice. I like that they don't do the exact same thing every time, but it worked. It worked, chat. All right, so yeah, she's got someone in her face. Dash out.
I will not. Doubt is for the weak. Strike is a prayer. I'll do it.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
Alright, give Abelard an extra turn.
I will do my duty. At your beck and call.
I am another foe painted black. If I may.
Why am I not seeing health bars above friendlies' heads right now? That's odd.
Follow my lead.
Sings in ecstasy.
It will be done.
Alright, he taunted them.
Indeed.
Wall of Rockery to give Muck some temporary hit points. Why does Muck only have one action point? What the heck? Aura of Elation. For each demonette nearby, all creatures have -1 AP. Oh my god.
What if?
Ah, okay. I did not know that was a thing. I taunted you! Stop hitting him!
Brace yourself, Abelard.
How dare you?
I suffer first.
Hold on a sec. Lasgun does 9 to 12. Bolter does 10 to 17. Interesting. Bolter, I feel like the lasgun normally does more damage for me, but this time it's doing,
As the Emperor
the bolter's doing more.
I refuse. Faith without none can escape the Emperor's judgment.
That's a very satisfying thunk.
Doubt is for the weak.
I have read tomes of military
Just to
tactics.
share one of the random facts I do know about Warhammer 40k. The attack that we just used a moment ago, it fires basically bullets that are the size of soda cans.
I will do my duty.
Wall of Rockery.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Really? That's not gonna hit him? Maybe because of the sofa? It says it's not gonna hit
Isn't
Avalar.
this a job for the serfs?
I think it did. It's just not showing the friendly health bars above the heads of some of the people. This whole room is weird.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Pascal is here.
Request approved.
Analyze this guy.
Running binary override.
That was a weird delay.
Successfully terminated. High momentum.
Hinrich's turn.
I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
So, hold on. If we use this, if you're already full health, this will heal the wounded Psyker's ally with the lowest wounds. What is the range on this? He's full health. If he does this, will it heal Muck, who's really well? It will! There's no range limit on that heal. That's crazy.
Let's
Weaken
see to
her.
it. I won't object to it. Let's see to it.
Cleanses the body.
So he's only got 3 AP. Alright, kill self. He doesn't have line of sight of her or him, apparently. Odd. Wait, what? He can use this on him. Alright, I might... Actually, will I get hit? No, because I stayed within her melee range that whole movement, so I did not get hit.
Another stroke of genius!
If I may. Isn't this a job for the serfs? I'll die with grace, at least.
I am
messed up
powerless to act.
I messed up there. She had like 6 more attacks in her, and I ended the turn trying to speed it up. That was dumb. Oh, dang it.
Again, see what happens. Let's see.
Once we're out of this fight, I'm turning the game up to high speed.
As the Emperor commands, I act. This is unacceptable.
I am unsatisfied.
Do not dare ask. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Alright, she still has the extra attacks, fortunately, so it wasn't wasted.
Final sensation.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
So the speed up the game button for the on-demand setting is apparently hold spacebar, but tapping spacebar also ends your current turn. So that was the issue that I had a second ago.
The divine agony of death.
We lived! Oh my goodness. That was a rough fight.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Alright, so F5. And then options and game combat speed always apply. Save. Alright, any more loots? Yo, my bedroom is dirty. I'm gonna be using the guest quarters.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Alright, chart new routes. Dude, that wasn't even like a major story beat. That was just a, people went crazy in the warp thing. That's it. Visit Narmer 4. Begin scan. Phlogiston. Oh, I didn't realize I had extractums. When did I get 3 more? The ship's augurs have detected a non-native mineral cluster on the planet's surface, probably the remains of an ancient asteroid shower. The substance is valuable, but collecting it will not be easy. The asteroid sits right above numerous underground caverns. The ancient tunnels and vaults are incredibly unstable and would likely not bear the weight of a large group of humans, let alone a shuttle. Athletics 80%. Take the risk and send a shuttle. Succeeded! The crew's expertise made it possible to collect the mineral without disturbing the ancient caverns. Alright. I'm amazing. Speaking of speed, I watched a video 2x that someone sped up to 2x anyway. I'm not sure, but I think I saw Marty McFly showed up. Dude, you were in there, you were in that chair watching YouTube like, now this is pod racing. Oh, we got some level ups, nice. Alright, I just quick saved in case this goes terribly. I've not had a great run with the ship battles.
Mighty machine spirits, lend us the modicum of thy power.
There's 3 enemy ships. I see 2 of them.
Darkness reached us.
We're off to a great start. Dude, all of them get to go first?
Commence torpedo launch! Lance!
Remote control torpedoes. Move them a bit closer. I like how it blows up while the shot is still traveling.
Engage the lance!
Didn't we reboot the shields? Why do I have no shields on the right-hand side? That's concerning. Oh, I guess I already did that.
upon the seas of void.
Reinforce the left shield. Got him with the torpedo.
Set course. Unleash our fury. Lance.
Nice.
Madness.
That's exciting because I fail these fights a lot. Got scrap. Got some other stuff. Those ship battles. Yeah, repair the hull. Oh, it has a level up. Let's see. Warp drive, or artillery. Focused efforts allows the use of both abilities of one selected post for one turn. Expeditious reload. Reloads all macro cannons that were fired during the acceleration phase. Okay. Overload the shields to disrupt enemies' defenses. If the enemy has shields, they're moved to the opposite side from where the attack hits. If the enemy has a hollow field, it loses several of its charges. This can negatively impact Xenos technology. Strafe fires up maneuvering thrusters and slides a short distance to one side. Shallow jump. Scan an enemy ship to highlight weak points. Let's get shallow jump. And then we just pick another one. Expeditious reload. Your ship has reached a new level. You can open the Void Ship Management screen from the panel on the right or by pressing V. On the Features tab, you can improve the abilities and upgrades you've already chosen, or choose new ones. Alright. Just want to make sure it's saved, though. I think so. Oh, right here, you can upgrade these. I didn't know that. So... What happens if I upgrade it? One under scrap, use current ability once, hull integrity, no damage. There's a 50% chance to reinforce an additional sector. Using this ability removes previous reinforcements. Okay. We don't have a lot of scrap left. I should save the rest. Interesting. All right, check this out. Begin scan. Nothing. 50 XP though. I do, before I get into another fight though, let me hit F5. Can I do their level ups from here? Willpower. Psi rating 2, finally. When do I get to pick the next good skill? Right here. Alright, next level. I've been trying to work toward this for a while. Regeneration. So, basically you cast on someone and then just for the whole remainder of the fight, they're healing every turn. So, I've been wanting that for a while, because right now the only heal we have is the little dinky one, Invigorate, which, you have to recast every single turn, which builds up a lot of psi crap. Alright, so, next level for that. What's he got? Toughness. Whenever the Vanguard's ally in a 2-cell radius around them is hit, the Vanguard gives them 3 temporary hit points once per round per ally. Tempted to give him +2 movement points just so he gets around faster. I feel like this guy was a, what was he? Like, he's a soldier, but he's also a Navy guy. I feel like the Navy part is like useless. Or I'm just using it wrong. Wall of Rockreat now grants +7 temporary wounds to ally. Oh, that's really good. Wall of Ferrocrete. Ballistics. Guidance. First critical hit in a round grants allies stacking bonuses to armor pen until end of combat. But once a character with this bonus reloads, it's removed. Retaliate. Whenever prey does damage to a bounty hunter's allies, the bounty hunter gains + damage against that prey for 2 rounds. Claim and maim. If they kill an enemy, their next attack will score a critical hit. I wonder if getting a guaranteed crit will turn a miss into a hit. Like, if you shoot at someone and it misses, does a guaranteed crit make it connect? Or does that only influence a hit that would have connected anyway? If claim the bounty kills an enemy, the next attack is a crit. Pounce. Allies gain +3 critical hit chance against enemies suffered with one of the following. Savor the kill. Whenever prey not being trailed is killed by an ally, the bounty hunter gets an extra turn with half their MP and AP. Bounty hunter cannot attack during this extra turn. What? Then what's the point? Whenever the bounty hunter kills an enemy with a critical hit, all allies in a 7-cell radius around the target gain plus target's critical hit chance until the end of combat stacks. Solid projectile weapon attacks gain +2 minimum damage. We could use that to improve the bolters. I'm pretty sure bolters are solid weapons. Solid projectiles, I mean. There's a separate trait for bolters. Is there? I've got Bolt Weapon Expert, which gives them 10% armor pen. How's ballistic skill work again? So it's hit chance, but not hit damage. Having trouble deciding here. Pierce the armor's not bad. Whenever she crits, she reduces their armor until end of combat. She crits a lot. Perception. Reduces enemies' dodge chance against your attacks. For that. Get Pierce the armor. Any more weird powers down here that she needs? That's not bad. Tonicity says Navigator Path powers deal +1 damage for every 5 bonus characteristic of the Navigator's currently equipped staff. I think my staff is like +10 something right now. Went AFK for a minute, came back and thought my stream froze. No, just sitting in silence while I read these 100 talent options. Ebb and flow, every other turn you get an additional action point, and every other turn you get +20 perception. Let's just get that. That's good. Alright, I said the next time this guy leveled up, I wanted to try out Plasma. Someone suggested I try Plasma on him. Plasma weapon proficiency. Oh wait, he's already got it. Why can't he use it then? Hold on. I had... Oh, he can. Wait, what? I really thought he didn't have it. Was there some other plasma gun I had? So I've got plasma gun and plasma pistol. Is that the best one I've got? Got a melt-a-gun also. Range 3. Oh my god, that is a really short range. There's a talent for him that reduces the cost of plasma weapons. Yeah, that's what someone told me about. Gotta find it. Every time he uses plasma or melta weapons, he regains 1 AP. So it's probably that. That doesn't necessarily give him more attacks that he can do, but... That's done. But if he gets Finest Hour, then what, infinite attacks? Whenever the Vanguard's alley, well, an infinite until he has to reload, I guess. Guild Wars 2 question. I just unlocked Skyscale the old way. I'll be starting Soto soon. Are there separate mastery tracks for Skyscale? Like, can I use POF points for Underwater Skimmer and wait for Soto to level Skyscale? There is a set of masteries in Path of Fire for the Sky Skill, and there's also a set of masteries in Soto for the Sky Skill, and they each use their respective mastery points. Like, eventually you want to get both of them filled up. Would you say Sky Skill is mandatory for Soto? It is, but that is the reason that they give you a Sky Skill as soon as you walk into Soto, like a rental one. Like, even if you don't have a Sky Skill, if you go into Soto, you get to borrow a Sky Skill while you're there, because it is required. Let's get subtle manipulation so he doesn't get hit for using psychic powers in melee. Monk needs that eventually too, but not yet. Alright, quick save. Let's see, we got 3 points, so let's reduce the difficulty of one of these. Lord Captain, urgent report. We've received an astropathic message from Regent Argenta or Celio. The navigators are concerned about the fate of Cassia, who disappeared from Yrliet 5. The Regent is requesting an update on her current status, and he has also inquired about the possibility of a personal meeting to negotiate and to arrange the return of the Lady Navigator to her house. We need her. The psycho-emotional coding of the received message betrays acute concern, but it also contains something that the astropaths have failed to put into words. If you'll excuse my forthrightness, I feel it's necessary to tell House Orcelio the truth. Otherwise, a conflict with the Navis Nobilite is possible, which, given the current state of the Cronus Expanse, will only play into the hands of the enemies of the Imperium. Tell them I've never met Cassia. Tell House Orcelio Cassia is safe and that the rogue trader would be honored to meet in person. I'll see to it, Lord Captain. The astropaths will transmit your consent. Representatives of House Orcelio will be waiting for you on the capital world Dargonus. Receiving members of the Navis Nobilite is always a delicate matter. Please make sure to discuss the details of this meeting with your Chancellor upon arrival. Sure. I can force a path. Now it's really dangerous. Not going to go down that path right now, but... Oh wait, I didn't visit that one. I'm so dumb. The Lord Captain retires to his study to ponder what the future holds. A while later, his thoughts are interrupted by a knock on the door. Good afternoon, welcome, peoples. Hey, Smashy! Wait, isn't that the guy that serves... Yeah, Uwe. That's the guy that serves the navigator. The young servant in fine livery quickly bows to you and places a peculiar object on your desk, a transparent dome with a living flower inside. The servant gestures at the flower, and the Voxcaster built into his respiratory system lets out a crackle of static. I was instructed to deliver this gift to the Lord Captain only. Intelligence, 50% chance. Examine the dome with the plant inside. Fail. Before you is a fragile branch of an unknown plant covered in tiny blooms the color of a purple sky. Sealed inside a dome with some vicious bluish liquid, the flower somehow carries on with a solitary existence behind the thin layer of glass without any soil roots or most of its leaves. Lore test, failed. What the sender of such an unusual gift meant to achieve with it remains unclear. High Factotum Janus Danrock should be able to assist you with his expertise in articles of such rarity. In the meantime, the Voxmaster could look into the sender's intention by listening in on the personal communication channels of the ship's officers. I know what it is. It's from the Navigator. This is the Navigator's servant. We know Uwe. Our character is so stupid right now. Alright. Probably have to talk to Janus so that we get that dialogue option. Pleasure to see you, Lord Captain. How may I be of assistance? I received an unusual gift. A living flower sealed in a crystal dome. Does it mean anything to you? Oh, your lordship. If this is what I think it is. He ponderously rests his arms on his bulging stomach. I once came across a volume on ancient aristocratic rituals in the family library. I think I recall something called an immortalium, a term from an ancient custom of the nobility, an eternal flower that can exist for centuries in the vastness of space. May I inquire who sent it to you? I'm not fully certain, but I can make an educated guess. He nods. Lady Cassia must have brought the flower from Yrliet 5 with her personal belongings and kept it this whole time. Hardly anyone else aboard this vessel would be powerful enough to acquire such an exotic artifact, aside from you, of course. The appearance of such an immortalium in the life of two noble personages is a very special ritual meant to wordlessly evoke the true intentions of both parties. Every gesture, act, glance, and statement carries profound meaning replete with subtext. The very act of gifting an immortalium can be interpreted as a sign of favor, uncertainty of intentions, budding friendship, or even a request to keep a polite distance. Sometimes it is all of those things at once. How am I to understand the meaning of this? He shrugs. That is the entire point of the ritual, your lordship. How confident are you? What emotions bind you and your partner in this elaborate game? What does your inner voice tell you? Only you can decide how to interpret these events, and only you can deal with the consequences. And what am I supposed to do with all this? Make your move. Do you wish to reject the gift, ostentatiously ignoring the gesture, or accept it on your own terms? According to noble etiquette, the reciprocal gift must display equal effort and emotion, and it must be delivered through a third party, just like the immortalium itself. Oh god. It's just shopping for Christmas gifts all over again. Truth be told, I know little of gifts. Do you have any ideas? He shrugs guiltily. I suppose you could discreetly ask the Lady Navigator about her preferences in personal conversation. Send treasure, send perfume, give her a whole library, send an embroidery loom. I shall return when I think of something. I shall await your instructions. I'm guessing if I just ask her, she's gonna be like, you cretin, you absolute buffoon. F5. Can I talk to Uwe? Nope.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations.
Why don't we talk about gifts, if you're not opposed, of course?
Gifts? What do you mean?
Forget it. She nods, her eyebrows furrowed in confusion.
I have enjoyed.
Bro, I don't know. I know she loves reading and painting. I guess a library. Provide the Sanctum Navis with a singularly superior library. Your will be done, your lordship. Give me some time and I'll make sure your order is carried out to the letter. Okay, bye. There we go. Normal people, give them a book. Muck. Library. Dude, I hate shopping for gifts. Oh my god. Lord Captain, Drukhari ships are patrolling the system. The likelihood of slipping past their patrols unnoticed is close to 0. You failed to pass the enemy ships unnoticed. They attack. Let's see what happens. I quick saved.
This hallowed vessel's bulkhead will
We lost the shield. Emperor, protect us.
The Drukhari have blocked some of your flagship's posts using unknown Xenos power. The crew will regain control of these posts in several rounds. What? They blocked the post. Like literally, the person goes to sit in the chair and someone's like, there's an alien in the chair. Like, no, I won't move.
Unleash our fury. Lights.
Miss? Now is not the time for missing.
Void Master, if you please. Let the macro cannons sing their twisted song. Set course!
Oh no, that's my weak side. You're not allowed to appear from there. Wait, there's 4 ships? Oh god. Haha, I'm in danger.
To tear our void ship apart.
That makes no sense. They have a magic power that prevents people on the bridge from sitting in the chairs.
The destination is
If I get
known.
closer, is that a better chance to hit? No, it's not.
Unleash our fury. Lights. Set course. Drown them in the void. Sail upon the seas of void.
What sustenance did you get? Oh, me and Gabe split a frozen pizza last night for dinner. And this is leftovers from that.
Set course.
Yeah, that is not where it said I was going to be pointed that way. The little arrow did. Dang it.
Double your efforts, you grok stains!
Yeah. I'll try it one more time. If I can't get it the next time, then I might just reload to before we even engaged on this and try something else.
We need to restart the void shields.
Dude, I'm 30%. I haven't even gotten to do anything. I've never tried this. Let's try Void Ship Ram.
Sail upon the seas of void. Lads!
Oh, there we go. That's it. I can't do anything else.
Cannons! Set course. Launch the devastating payload!
Why will it not let me move there or there? I have to move there and put my weak side toward the enemy? That's so dumb.
The destination is known.
I am confused.
Timorous blue shrouds the decks, Lord Captain.
Oh, did I die? Really? Alright. These ship battles kick my butt. Alright. I'll try this. Let's see what this is. The Augur crew picks up a heavily damaged Xenos void ship among the countless rock masses of the asteroid belt, an Eldari vessel beyond a doubt. According to the Von Valancius archives, about 100 standard years ago, the Imperial Navy set up a barrier in the system against pirates and the enemies of humanity. Countless primed mines are still scattered among the wreckage. The Voxmaster manages to tune the ship's systems to an unconventional frequency, and the bridge suddenly fills with chime-like Xenos voices. Drawn out and mournful, they sing in an unknown tongue, but every officer on the bridge can sense that this is a dirge. Answering the call, Yrliet jumps to the cogitators, startling the officers on the bridge with her sudden jolt. In the hopes of understanding the Monkey technology and figuring out how to help her kin, the Eldari runs in circles around blinking vid screens, but the mysteries of the machine gods elude the Xenos. Then she turns to the Lord Captain powerless. Yrliet is asking the Elantak to help her kin who have found themselves trapped in a snare of fate. The Eldari are enervated and weak, and their song is a cry of despair, a cry that is fading. Elsa says, this might be an odd request, but can you play Guild Wars 2 sometime with a camera on keyboard and mouse? When I play PvP, they just dance around me. I only run in groups in World v. World because of my lameness. PvP definitely takes a lot of practice, and even I go in there and get my butt absolutely handed to me from time to time. I'll consider it. It's definitely, I'm not going to promise it right now, because that would require a whole setup, but I'll consider it. I've never tried that before. Let's see. The Lord Captain inquires after the state of the vessel. The Eldari vessel's hull and engines have presumably been damaged in a collision with a small celestial body. However, it's impossible to prove or disprove this hypothesis at such a distance. The Xenos vessel differs too much from those of the Imperium. Order the officers to establish communications with the Eldari vessel. The Xenos do not respond to incoming signals. After several attempts, the frequency tuned by the Vox Master gets lost and the mournful song fades away. Logic, 68%. The logistics officers led by Master Helmsman Ravor are ordered to plot a course for the rescue shuttle from the Dynasty's flagship to the Xeno ship and back. Success. Now all the crew can do is hope that their calculations are correct and that the veteran officer's experience has not let them down. The Lord Captain orders the servants of the Machine Cult to prepare a plan for clearing the minefield without harming the Xeno ship. After several hours on the ship's clock, the servants of the Omnissiah present a plan for the neutralization of the ancient mines. Ballistic skill tests succeeded. Because of Argenta? The success of the operation is addressed as extremely probable. The Lord Captain gives the order to clear a path to the vessel, detonating the mines indicated by the tech priest. On the Lord Captain's command, the ship's cannons fire several powerful salvos. As soon as the shots reach their mark, a cascade of soundless explosions erupts within the asteroid field and spirals around the Eldari vessel. Once the explosions quiet down, the shards of asteroid, space debris, and void mines dissolve into the darkness of the void. A rescue team sets off towards the miraculously intact Janus Xeno ship. I'm gonna be so mad if they like shoot me on sight. Like, ah, monkey. However, when the shuttle reaches the Xeno ship, the rescue team reports catches the bridge crew off guard. The vessel's starboard side has been breached by the macro weapons of an unknown Imperial void ship. There are no survivors. Shielding her eyes, Yrliet closes them and clutches the spirit stone at her breast. Coming to, the Eldari does not speak for a time. With notes of sadness in her voice, carefully picking her words, she concedes that the Elantok did all they could to save her kin, and yet it is the Monkey who are responsible for the loss of the Eldari void ship. Saddened by the pain and hatred that humans have wrought upon her kind, Yrliet quietly leaves the bridge. Sometimes it's impossible to outrun fate. Gain Xenos artifacts. Alright. Quick save. Alright, so Odinathus XI. Hold on a sec. Odinathus XI. Planets and lots of ships. Okay. Is it this one? This will probably be the last system I've got time for. Lord Captain, we've cross-referenced the key characteristics of the system with our astronautical chart data. The planet Vebos 6 is located here. That was the mining planet. The problem is the augurs detect an unusual change in the atmosphere, not unlike a massive release of toxins. It appears that something unfortunate has happened to the planet's underground storage facilities. It has been possible to land safely on the planet just now. Unknown ships are cruising in the system. No need for any cog to analyze it. I can decipher this telemetry easily. Xenos. The armory and artillery crews are standing by. Okay. Scan. Found some abandoned stuff. Like how we scanned a whole planet and found some guy's lunchbox he forgot. Very good scanners. Nothing. I like that you get 50 XP though. That's nice. This planet can barely sustain life, and yet searchers discover a long-lost Imperial colony, one that was cut off from the rest of the galaxy centuries ago. The colonists live in conditions worse than any underhive, yet they still venerate the Emperor and gladly welcome their visitors. The Lord Captain receives an invitation from the local ruler, the Archqueen Princeps Domina. Take over the colony, 1 shuttle and 2 guns should be enough. Pay the Archqueen an official visit. The ruler meets the Lord Captain in a shack, considered to be a palace by the people here. Tech use succeeded. The Archqueen's unusual crown is made out of metal coils, most likely parts of an ancient device for boiling water. The guests are served the finest delicacies the colony can provide. The Archqueen praises the visitors in mangled Low Gothic and calls the Lord Captain her dear brother. At the end of the audience, gifts are presented to the guests. The Archqueen's minister delicately remarks that it's the best possible gift the Lord Captain and his crew could provide would be the replenishment of the colony's meager gene pool. What? The Lord Captain, hold on. What is this? The Lord Captain gives orders to canvass the lower deck for volunteers. The most ruggedly handsome among them will be sent to the Archqueen's court along with other gifts. I was like, wait, am I understanding this correctly? They're like, yeah, all right, yeah, we got you some nice cups, glasses, and we need some giggity. Like, excuse me? Snoo? I mean, if it's volunteers, if people want to do it, that's fine. It's up to them. Canvass the lower deck for volunteers. Ruggedly handsome among them will be sent to the Archqueen's court along with other gifts. Found some adamantine hilt guards and nephitic acid. Delicious. The Archqueen's delighted and flattered. She hopes the Lord Captain will pay her more visits in the future. I bet she does. Alright, quick save. Let's see what that's say. Alright. These freaking ships. If I lose to this, then we'll pick it up from there next time. Let's see what happens.
I'll ensure the crew's diligence.
Who's talking? What was that? Last Hatred Frigate. Alright. Drop torpedoes.
Commence torpedo launch.
Reinforce the rear shields. Swing run.
Voidmaster, if you please.
No, we can't hit. It's not. Oh, dang it. It's just barely too far. Dang. Reinforce the front. Lucky. Wow. Ah, that was through the reinforced shield.
Lads!
None shall stand against the Imperium's fury.
Unleash our fury. The destination is known.
Oh, not quite enough.
Launch the devastating payload!
See, he's pointed that way so he could swing around. I don't want him to hit the front.
Voidmaster, if you please.
guessing he's going to hit the right side. He shoots one of the torpedoes. He shoots 2 of the torpedoes. He shoots all the torpedoes. He really didn't want to deal with that.
The destination is known. Against the lights.
No one can outmaneuver House Orcelio.
Got ghost plates. Okay. Something from the ghost ship, I guess. Repair the hull. Visit the planet, because I'll forget that I haven't been here if I wait till next time. Swift and merciless retribution is a proper fate for many transgressors, but the Imperium permits using the convicts for hard labor on distant prison worlds like Phobos 6. To atone for their crimes before humankind, hundreds of thousands of rogues and lowlifes toil in the mines of the Von Valancius Protectorate until death from exhaustion or some other unfortunate accident claims their forsaken souls. Alright, so we are going to save it here, and we will pick it up from this point next time. Okay, nice. Chat, thank you guys for a wonderful morning stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. A couple plugs on the way out. If you happen to be new to my channel, my name is Mukluk. I stream every evening and every weekday morning. So I'll next be streaming in about 5 hours for the evening stream if any of you wish to join us. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe. It helps us with the algorithm. On Twitch, hit that follow button. These are my YouTube channels. I do have 2 of them if you'd like to see the other content. And a special thank you to the dear patrons. They keep this channel alive and wouldn't be able to do this without their support. There's a link to that if you're interested in that there. With that, I am going to wrap up the streams here, and the Twitch one, if you want to watch more Twitch stuff, is going to raid another channel in just a minute. And I will see y'all next time.